All right, can everyone hear me? Hopefully everyone can hear me. Maybe. So music isn't working, so we're just gonna get started early. Hopefully everyone hears me good. Let's see here. Black screening. Okay, I think I'm a little behind. I'm just gonna assume that everything's working on that end. So we are gonna just get started here today. I hope everyone's doing good. Yes, I'm seeing some good things. Okay, cool. So what I had planned for today is just to hang out with you all, maybe build some cool things, and get some advice from you guys on what you want to see built. And yeah, so first we'll start with the comments. I'll just take a quick look here. Everyone's saying hi, hello. So my comments are over here. I have to look this way. I also do have something pretty neat to show you at the end of the stream, as well as right now. So I do have a second camera now, which is pretty neat. I can go ahead and do this. So I can show what I'm working on in real time, and to make that even more fun, I can do a combination. So you can see me, and you can see what I'm working on. So let's see some questions. I am a bit ahead of schedule. Yeah, the music was not cooperating for those who saw that. I have no idea why. This was kind of a test stream. I haven't ever really done something like this except the previous stream you saw 6 years ago. So this is my opportunity to try and fail, obviously, and see what I can do to make it better over time. Let's see. 30 mock. Could you do the 30? Yeah, I actually do. For 30-minute mocks, I have the bucket right here. It still exists in its original form. The same questions are still inside. I haven't entirely decided whether or not I'm going to reuse these or start fresh. Let me know in the comments if you want to see these originals or if you want me to just start from the beginning. I know like the blindfold challenge will be a lot of fun. A couple other fun ones in there. Let's see. Do I play any games? Yes, I do play games. I play a lot of Fallout, a lot of Heroes of the Storm. Recently I've been playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is a really fun game. Yeah, I really like RPGs and that kind of thing. My first Bionicle set was 2001 Kopaka. I actually got him because I saw him, I think he was the first character in the first comic, and I got the comic in the mail. I have it over there somewhere. And I just immediately, he was just the coolest. He was so brooding and exciting, and he looked neat with the visor. I had to have him, and then obviously Tahu, you had to have Tahu. And that was about all I could afford back in the day. Yeah, actually I forgot I had this camera up still. Yeah, so I had those two. I had, I think, one Bow-Rock, and I really think that's it. That's all I had until G2. Pokemon Unite. No, I have not played Pokemon Unite yet, but it looks really cool. Okay, so see Stippling? Sure. He is right here, front and center. Survived the Shadow Realm in one piece. You may soon be seeing how that happened. But yeah, he's here in his original form, all good to go. Same old, same old. I haven't really changed anything in the last 6 years with him. Yeah. What was it, first ever mock? My first ever mock was the original Rupahu, back when I first got back into G2, or got back into Bionicle. I had just enough so I didn't take apart any of my sets, so the pieces I had to build with were all things that I had to buy separately. So I really wanted to use that transparent mask. So I bought Pohatu and the Skull Scorpio, and I just bought it strictly for a mock. Bought those parts. They were the only parts I had to build with, period. And I built the first rendition of Rupahu, which was never really seen. I think 100 people saw it before I took the video down. It wasn't good. It wasn't a good video. So my first video wasn't actually the Ariti bat. It was Rupahu, the original Deceiver. He was probably half the size of Stippling here, and yeah. So a couple more questions, and then we'll start looking at some building stuff. Pardon me while I'm drinking coffee too. I am needing some extra energy this evening. Does everyone hear me okay? Is the sound decent? I do have a fan running because it gets hot in here with the studio lights, so if it becomes an issue, let me know. Don't think he's... What do you think about people making art of your Bionicle characters? That's a great question. I love it. If some of you probably saw the video way back when I asked people to do that, I think it's the coolest thing in the world. It tickles me. Anything I see, whether it's Picasso doing it or an 11-year-old with crayons, I don't care. It's so cool. It's so fun. Just to see the inspiration both in what I do and what it inspires you to do is just really what it's all about. I started this channel. I had built a lot of figures before I really got the channel going, and I just felt like this desire to like share what I was working on. You build something cool and then it just kind of sits there and you're the only one that knows about it forever. So I wanted to show people my stuff, and that's where it all kind of started, and it took off, thankfully. Sound is listenable. Okay, that's good. Do I like Ninjago? I like it in theory. I'm not a big fan. I don't know the storyline really at all. In theory, it seems cool. The sets are awesome. Lots of good parts in there. But no, I don't really buy Ninjago sets. If I go to a Lego store, it's unfortunately very rare that I walk out with anything, because this is the stuff I like and they don't sell it. So, and again, I apologize if this is a little bit weird for my first stream. I don't do these for a living. I'm still learning to do it. So I hope you like it. I hope you're going to enjoy it today. I've got a lot of cool stuff. I do want to build today, and I wanted to show you a couple things real quick. First things, little thing I've been working on. We had that creature competition recently, and there were a couple entries that were kind of bat-like, and they were really good, and one of them got second place, so they were fantastic. But I've also been working on my own bat, and I've only got a head so far. Let's see if you can see that. It's a little hard to see, I guess, but very, very, very early. I'm pretty proud of it, though. I think it looks pretty neat. You actually saw me get this part in the last Bricklink haul, so that's kind of what that's been used at so far. I think the chat's about 30 seconds behind. Okay. Yeah, have you ever gone to yard sales and found Bionicle? Not myself, but I have family members that have for me and found some really good sets. I have the, forgive me, I don't know what it's called, but it's the red vehicle that Liwa drives. I have that, actually I'm staring at it right now off screen here, and that's really neat. Yeah, and so I have that, that's really fun. I wanted to briefly share with you, I don't have the next Warden done. The next Warden will be the Desert Warden, I can say that. I did want to show something cool though. I have it, I think I have it in here. No, I think it's just out of reach. 1 second. Okay. So, if you've been following my my new story and the Wardens and all that, you can kind of tell the Wardens are forming into this formidable party. You have Karakor with the shield. He can really be in the front line, protecting the team. You have Arawar, who's definitely in the back line, kind of shooting arrows off to the side. Myrana is really in the thick of it with her dual-wielding weapons. So you kind of look at the team, and you look at what's missing. We really need some kind of healer, obviously, some kind of magic wielder. And I really love and fell in love with the idea of a bard. So, like, someone, not necessarily who uses music to fight, but someone who uses music to inspire, as well as using other equipment to fight with. So with that in mind, I thought it'd be really cool to have the Desert Warden kind of just sitting by the campfire, playing some tunes, and using that to inspire people. And that's just one aspect of it, but I built this guitar-like design, and I just really think that's pretty neat. It's very compact, but it really kind of looks like a mandolin, a banjo, guitar. So I'm pretty happy with this. I don't know how it's going to stand in the final design. I'm ordering some pieces to make that happen. But yeah, I'm really hopeful that this is going to be a cool direction for this very different character from the other three. Let's see here. Where are the gamer headphones? I'd love to see them. So since the gamer headphones were shown, I've moved, and I've really consolidated everything Bionicle and YouTube into this room here. and everything gaming and computer stuff in another room, so I don't have that here with me. But they are, I think they're the Razer Nari, I think it was the word for the headphones. Oh wow, Vincent Mosquito Man, that is so awesome. Thank you so much for the super chat there. Any tips for self-mocking? That is a wonderful question. Really, it's kind of a do and learn kind of thing. So one thing to do with self-mocking is kind of emulate existing sets. And the only way to emulate existing sets is to actually build them and get them in your hands. A lot of the stuff I learned early on was just kind of piecing different parts of existing builds into my own. Things like the gear functions on the gearbox in the back, or something as simple as using the uniter piece as an armor piece by kind of using the back pinhole of a bone. Those are techniques that you can learn on your own, but you'll get a lot further, a lot quicker building official sets. And then from there, it's just experimenting. A lot of times I'll build something and iterate on it 2, 3, 4 times before I really get to a point where I'm happy with it. Myrana actually went through, I think, 4 designs, the Warden, before she debuted. Her original design was destroyed. I had moved, I think, 3 times since building it, and it literally had broken pieces. So when I decided to come back, I knew I wanted to rebuild her, and I had to rebuild her from the ground up. I had a very slender chest piece, and it was almost like a smaller than the Wardens you see now. It looked good, but I just put it away for maybe a week or 2, and then picked it up, tried again, put it away, picked it up again. Really, the worst thing you can do, in my opinion, and some people could say this is wrong, but to be finished the day you start. Because if you finish the day you start, you're only looking at it from that day's perspective, and at least one day of fresh eyes on it really can help you come up with new ideas and new creative solutions. I've found sometimes that I will build something using, let's say, 20 pieces that a day or 2 later I'll look and say, I think I could cut that down to 4 pieces. It'll look cleaner, it'll save me parts for later, and it's just a fantastic way to iterate on things you're working on. I really do appreciate the super chats. I hadn't mentioned that yet, and I'm not going to push it. If you feel so generous as to do so, that is very, very kind of you. It will help me continue this channel. It'll help me do more of this live streaming, and just do more play Stippling. I want to turn this into something that you get to enjoy multiple times a week, and I really think that we've got a good thing going here, and I want to keep it going as much as possible. A couple more questions, and then I'm going to throw out some ideas on what I'm thinking I might build today. Will we ever make a Discord channel for mocks? Maybe. Do you think that classify Lego bricks as Bionicle pieces? So the question is, the classic set has the small Tahu build with the googly eyes. Does that make bricks Bionicle pieces? I don't think bricks were ever not Bionicle pieces. I mean, even if you look at some of the sets, I think more in particular the Star Wars sets, which you could still classify as Bionicle pieces, they use sloped edges to get curves on the calves. They use lots of different brick kind of materials. I think there is the CCBS system that works well with the classic Technic Bionicle system. But really, in the scheme of things, Bionicle is what you make of it at this point. So any parts you have are Bionicle parts, in my opinion. Madamus, I really appreciate the kind words. You said I inspire you. I really appreciate that. It's hard. I love connecting with you all, but connecting in real time is so much more fun. It's so much more satisfying. What was your inspiration for creating the world of Ersie? The world of Ersie was created back when you knew me the last time. It was something I was working on in the background quite a bit. I hadn't actually made a video or done anything with it, but I had a whole, I guess you'd call it a story bible of ideas. The name Ersie was there, or Zoot was there in one form or another. A lot of the locations were named a couple times, and I picked from among those names. The idea of time being affected, which we haven't fully explored yet, was in the original design. The name Warden was from basically, I would say from the time Air War was released, the word Ersie was on my mind. What time is it here? It is 6:06, so we had just 6 minutes starting here, but we've actually been on for about 16 minutes. You come up with the lore for the 30-minute mocks before or after seeing the winning mock? It would really depend. I've done it twice now. In the case of the two in Pathfinder, I kind of had a general direction I was going. It didn't really matter what the character was, but as you saw in the video, using the design that Flying Imagination, who's a great builder, created, inspired me to kind of alter the story in a direction that was more suitable to him, and then that extended into the Karakor story, which he actually used the lantern to unlock Izala, the Frostminder, which was really neat. And that's a lot of stuff I didn't have planned until I saw the mock. The Skybird's mock, the Okoden Hummingbird, which I'm blanking on what I named it. That's so embarrassing. But the Hummingbird. The Hummingbird, there was no way I could come up with that ahead of time because it could have been an ape, it could have been a hippopotamus, it could have been anything. So I really wanted to do like a nature-style documentary for that. The original recording was using my normal voice, and I put it into the animation, which was done at the time, and it just didn't work. I was too happy for such an intimate, personal moment with this bird, so I took another pass at it with a more calm, soothing voice, and that really seemed to fix the video. Episode 12, 30-minute mock win. I feel like that's going to come up a lot tonight, so what I'll say is I've been working on it all week this week. That's a big reason why I'm doing this live stream, was so that I could focus 100% of my time into it versus kind of on the background behind each video. I've made significant progress with it. I don't want to commit to a date yet, but I'm even afraid to say this, but I would be surprised if you don't see it this month. That's a big promise. That's a little scary to say out loud, but I'm hopeful this month you will see it. It's looking like it's going to be over 20 minutes, if that gives you an idea of how complex the video is. Especially the fact that I'm working with footage from 6 years ago. A lot of it wasn't edited yet, so I have to look at each shot and try to figure out what was in my mind when I was filming that, and then looking at the script and trying to line everything up. A lot of the footage was corrupted when I got it. It was all locked behind a hard drive of a computer that had long since been dead. So it's honestly going to be a miracle that it ever sees the light of day, and it will, mark my words, see the light of day. I'm thinking May. No absolute promises there, but I'd like it to be May. Hobby says, I'd like to thank you for helping me reignite my passion for mocking. I kind of retired from it around 2018, but after going through memory lane watching your videos, truly your channel is a gift. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you. It's my pleasure to be able to do this, and to be able to do this at all 6 years after something you love died. It's cool. It's great. And I think one of the things that really struck me, I'm not going to name any names, but I did get an email from a family whose son was very passionate about Bionicle. He loved the channel. I quickly did the math in my head, and I'm pretty sure he wasn't even alive when Bionicle was canceled. So him discovering Bionicle, not just through me, but through this community, and falling in love with something that isn't even in the store. I mean, how great is that? That's all of us that are doing that, and that's something that we carry the legacy of. At least for now. Maybe someday someone else will carry it for us. Okay. I don't think I missed any things, super chats here. Again, quick reminder, there are super chats. I'm not, again, going to push it all night long. It would really help the channel, and I will be sure to answer any questions you have as I see them for the super chats. It's just a fun way to kind of stand out and get your name out there. Yeah, so quickly, let me show you some of the stuff I have. The big question I have is what you guys want to see tonight, because I could build anything. I could build existing sets. I could work on a mock. I could do both. I do, before you decide, because I feel like most people are going to want to see a mock, I want to show you some things I could build. Oh, and I dropped some stuff. Okay, so we're going to start with existing sets. Give me some time because I'm going to show you them all, and then I'm going to look at the chat for feedback and see what you guys think. This is the Rocco T3. Original, new in box, never opened, never built. Something we could build. Pretty cool option, I think. I did have another thing I wanted to build, but I think I'm going to save it for a video. Yeah, I'll save that one for a video. These, I know that these have been floating around in the Bionicle community, but I've been wanting to open them, and I haven't yet. These are completely bootlegged Bionicle. A lot of awesome people have done videos on these, but I think it'd be fun to build, look at the parts, see their consistency with real Bionicle. So that's an option. I am absolutely in love with that silver and red protector helmet mask, and I'd love to see that in person. Again, have not opened these. Would love to build them with you, but we don't have to. Okay, so those are the things on my mind in terms of official sets, or I guess only one's an official set. The bootlegs. I saw Burn Them Alive. I don't think I want to do that because I don't think the integrity of the plastic's as good as you think. I might fume myself out here. Pardon me while I reach under my desk. So the big thing I was thinking on working on tonight is something I have tried and failed so many times to build, and that is a larger Plague Beast. I want to build the Beast Master of the Plague Beast, so like the alpha of the Plague Beast. So this was built in some form or fashion in 2016, and I have tried and failed to reiterate on it. And kind of give you a better view of it here. So it's in pieces. I have a head, which has that pretty cool tongue sticking out I could work on. The wings are in shambles. I got a tail. Yeah, so I built this. I didn't like how it turned out. What I would do is put it together in its current form and then see if it's worth salvaging the way it is or start over. Let's see. Build the rocket thing. Plague Beast Titan, awesome. Yeah, that's really what I was thinking of, a Plague Beast Titan. This first iteration was a little too small for me. I might try to do it a little bigger. Another thing we could work on, and I'm just going to push this to the side for a minute, is Etalk's father. Now, this was planned to be ready to go for the 30-minute mock finale, but 6 years have passed, and I think he might need a tune-up. I'm not super passionate about the final design of him, and this is a never-before-seen final design, but not final design, because I think I want to fix it up a little bit. So this is as was unaltered a million years ago. He's got a turning head, things like that. But I think he's just a little messy. So I might reevaluate him. Let's see here. I'm actually curious. I'm just going to take a quick peek and see how many people are in the chat. 91. That is awesome. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being here. That is so neat. Yeah, so that's an option. Or, okay, I guess I could show one more thing. It's another thing that I've been working on and I just can't seem to get right, and I broke him trying to reach him. Ugh. Pardon me for that. Okay. So how many of you remember the gold mining... I'm trying to think of how I would word it, or how I did word. I think that the video was called like Miner's Gold Miner, and it was a small little stone guy that could get into this giant mech suit and mine ore. I've been trying since that video to make something more exciting and interesting, and I just can't. I can't do it. Every time I try, it's a disaster. This is where I'm at with it. So you can kind of see the guy sits in the little cockpit there. The visor, the seatbelt goes down. The visor goes down. It's got the original kind of fighting mech feature. It doesn't quite work right yet. Yeah, the boxer. That's the word. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah, G2 boxers. It's just I can't get it right. I just can't get it right. So that's an option. Probably the one that I will do the worst at today. So maybe not a good option. But if you really want to see it, thank you. Someone said they liked the concept so far. I appreciate that. It's coming along. I have a Technic set that I maybe want to integrate with that, and that might help. Friendly Kit, thank you so much for the super chat. That's so kind of you. You had said make a little buddy for, and I didn't see the rest of that. What little buddy for? Maybe I can see it on the other chat here. No, I can't see the whole thing. Go ahead and type in chat. For Stippling ran out of space with another. Thank you so much. Yeah, we could do that. Make a little buddy for Stippling. And I didn't know if you guys noticed, but new setup, right? Drawers all along, all the way down to my feet. It's basically all the Bionicle stuff. Easy to grab. I don't need anything on the table anymore. It's pretty neat. I can't wait to show you. Still a work in progress, kind of figure out where everything should go. Yeah. Do you learn? Someone wanted to see Rupahu the Deceiver. I don't know. Should we allow that? Do we want him here? I don't know. All right, yeah, we'll grab him. We'll show some classics here. Some classics, and then we'll either build a friend of Stippling or something to that effect, perhaps. Okay, so everyone knows who this is, right? He's still good. Rupahu is over here. So you can. I don't know if these two have ever been on screen together. Pretty interesting. A lot shorter than you might have expected. Friendly Kit, by the way, it's great. Thank you so much, Gray. I really appreciate that. You're very kind. Stippling, what would you think of a D&D campaign? I love a D&D campaign. I'm part of a group that does a Fallout themed one, private with some friends. It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I think that'd be great. Any sort of method changed at all since your video? Since I videoed about it? Yes. Like I said, I have these drawers here, completely different sorting methodology. I can fit a lot more in these. I think I have like almost my entire collection of bones in one drawer. Very easy to access. I can just pull them out, switch. I'm not going to show them all to you today only because the trays I got have a lot of like a dark film on them that I have to clean off, and I didn't realize till after I sorted all my parts. So I'm about halfway through cleaning those, but I'm just not there yet. Yes, Stippling is big. He's the biggest thing I've built. I think the closest comparison would probably be Airwar, would probably be the second tallest. And he, oh, not even, okay, second tallest other than Rupahu, I guess. And he is he taller? I think they are like the exact same, or very close. Safe, I'm trying to match music. What, I saw that a couple times. What do you mean match music? I'd love to know more. Matching music with my mocks? You mean like music that fits their character? Or making them play music? Just let me know. I'm not sure. Show Stippling some love with more likes. Yeah, likes are awesome. Dislikes still exist. They still help. If you hate this, I guess that's fine too. How tall is Stippling? I don't have a measuring tape, but a foot tall maybe? About a foot tall? Will I build Orzoot? Yes. My plan with Orzoot is to build him it does not have a pronoun, it's an it. To build it, it's a creature, demon, in stages. It's going to be the biggest thing I've ever built. And I've got a plan how I'm going to do it. Do you guys think you would like to see a mock video that has multiple episodes where like maybe I do like a design the first episode and then like construct the wings the second episode? That's kind of where I was thinking with it. It has to be something that can destroy Six Wardens or fight Six Wardens, so it's going to be big. I don't know how big, but it's going to be a huge undertaking, and I'm going to do it right when I do it. How do I get out of this setup? That's a great question. So I have a very limited space here. So it's really just a matter of pushing the table forward a little bit and walking around. I had the table pulled out more, but it gave me a very narrow view from the camera. So it's a little awkward, but yeah, really I just push this out just a little bit and walk around. Please notice me in the comments. I notice you. Does Stippling have any relevance to the world of Ersie's lore? He does. What that is, I don't know yet. I'm pretty comfortable in saying that this probably isn't going to be the form he's taking, at least not right away. This is... I don't think people would respect the Wardens quite so much as if this guy existed and could 1v1 them, so to speak. Okay, so some people are saying they like the behind the scenes of the concept. Yeah, that's probably where I'm going to go with it. I'd like to get all the Wardens out first, and there's some other villainy things to explore. Sure, many of you know who Yalgarok is. Can you place a backstory on how the Lord of Discord took over the Shadow Realm? It's briefly touched on in the upcoming 30-minute mock episode as to the origins of the Lord of Discord. What I will say is that is a divergent story from the World of Ersie story. You can kind of consider there's two canons to the Play Stippling channel. There's the I'm a builder and these are my toys canon, and then there's the they exist without me canon, which would be the World of Ersie. So the Shadow Realm and the Lord of Discord in the World of Ersie has a very, very different take than the Shadow Realm in my house, so to speak. So same ideas, same concepts, but they're going to be two very different stories. I mean, you already know Orzoot didn't even exist in the 30-minute mock series, and still doesn't. A demonic-looking penguin compared to Yalgarok. It was a beautiful demonic penguin. I really liked it. Perhaps Stippling could be a student to the Wardens who eventually takes up the mantle. That's possible. I saw in the comments, and forgive me, I don't remember what your name was, but someone had said that it'd be neat to make him like their mask maker. I think he'd get into a lot of fights. I don't think he'd be as kind as Akimu was, but that would be an interesting story point. There's so many questions. Yeah, there are a lot of questions, and I love them. I'm going to pause from the questions. Keep throwing them out there. But I really think I need to build. So the suggestion was building a friend of Stippling. Do you guys like that, or do you want to try something else? Give me some thoughts on that. Can I see Yalgarok? I don't have him readily available because I just moved. He's in a Ziploc over there, or it is in a Ziploc, kind of like Orzoot. I have all of the things you've seen for Ersie over here, and then I have what you see on the table. I have Niteke, my personal favorite. Fun fact about him, I voiced him. I don't know how many of you knew that or not, but I voiced him, and that was actually based on Dungeons & Dragons character I had, just like a wise old hermit with a funny voice. It's been done a million times, but I thought it'd be fun for one of the early characters. And also, I don't know if you guys know, this mask was 3D printed, but it was painted by me. Let me see if I can show you. It turned out pretty good, I think. You can kind of see the mask there. No obvious extreme blemishes there. The funny thing is I was painting this with an airbrush, and it cracked. The molded plastic cracked. So you can see like some mistakes on the inside. I had actually written the story about how the mask cracked in the video, but when I filmed the video, for whatever reason, the lighting, whatever, it didn't show. So I figured, didn't need to tell it. What's on the left? What is on the left? My left here, this? I don't know. Happened to your Makuta from the contest. My Makuta from the contest was one of the casualties of the hiatus of the Play Stippling channel. I made a rash decision to take him apart. I don't have him, unfortunately. I know that's disappointing a lot of people, but I just don't have him anymore. He took up so many pieces and was very unstable, so I just ended up taking him apart. That's a good question. Why Myrana got a live action video while every other character got an animation? Great question. Oops. So the reason is I never intended on animating. I was going to do the single animation for the world of Ersie, and then I was done. So I did that, and then I moved on to the third video, which was the Myrana video. And I quickly realized that there's a lot of stuff that I wanted to do that I didn't think I could effectively do live action without using extensive use of green screens, which I learned from what you'll see, the finale of the 30-Minute Mock Season 1, that's a lot of work, especially getting the lighting right. If you can imagine having a green screen with someone like Rupahu on the screen, yes, you can do blue, but you got to make sure everyone is not blue. And I just had so much fun with the animation. I didn't know I could do it. I just did it for the video because I wanted to try. And it just was so fun that I had to do more. So then when Erwar's video came out, or no, I'm sorry, Nateke, when his video came out, or was scheduled to be worked on, I just was like, I was dreading doing the live action stop motion and just kept thinking it'd be so much more fun to draw him. So I drew him. And then I just kept drawing and kept doing the cartoons. And it's just... maybe it's not what everyone likes, but I get so excited to do them that it inspires me to keep going, and I think that's probably better than sticking with the traditional formula. Maybe it'd be easier to articulate these guys in stop motion form, but I just love doing the cartoons, so as long as you guys let me do them, I'll keep doing them. 30-Minute Mock is returning. Yes. As soon as I can get the finale of Season 1 done, as I promised, I will continue the 30-Minute Mock series. It probably won't look like you remember exactly. It'll look a lot like this. I'm going to isolate the story to a minimum, and that's to allow for me to create more episodes. I really liked the banter and the fun stuff, and that's still going to exist, but I think towards the end it really bloated the main purpose, the main reason you were watching the video, which was to see me build something in 30 minutes. In fact, the last 2 of the 12-part series didn't even have building in them, or you'll see in the last one doesn't have building. So I really want to get back to the heart of the formula, which was light banter, build something, show it, and then keep going. So that's really where I'm going to go, moving from Season 1 into Season 2. Just really focus, double down on the building. That way I can get the more out frequently. I don't want there to be 12 episodes a season. I want there to be 56 or however many weeks in a year. Do I still accept ideas for 30-minute mocks? Not yet. I'm really trying to decide if I'm going to keep what's in the bucket now and work them and then ask when the first episode comes out, or if I'm going to junk them and ask for a bunch of ideas. Let me know what you think. And I'll work on that. Will I make a video on Rupahu's new design? He does have a new design, doesn't he? Probably not. At least not on its own. I need a compelling reason to. I don't want to retread old water, like making a third video on Stippling. I just feel like that would really bog things down. But if he has a separate design or a smaller design, for sure. Keep the bucket. Do I still have OT? Yes, his mask broke in the move, or in the Shadow Realm, and I got a new one for him. Well, I appreciate it all. So let's divide our attention to building. I know I keep saying that and then I don't do it, but I'm going to double down on the building. So these fine folks are going to move off the screen here. And if you want to see any of them again, let me know. Maybe a little bit later in the stream. I've got all of them, like I said, that have been showcased. I do have the original Plague Beast as well. And we'll see those. All right, so... Alright, so I'm going to just start building, and I'll read questions and stuff too. Friend of Stippling. So I'm going to riff off of that a little bit. I've been thinking a lot about a particular mask that I am pretty confident now will not be a Warden mask, which is this one. Forgive me, I don't know the hero. You can put it in the comments if you'd like. But the dark blue, right? The dark blue is such a cool color and isn't really explored. So maybe I'll work on this. I'll work on maybe something small here. Which warden am I planning on next? I'm planning the Desert Warden, but all of them are in various stages of production. I did the first three because I had some kind of design on what I was thinking for them, but the last three are going to be pretty unique from the original stuff you saw. So I have to come up with some more ideas than I normally have to. All right, so Tarek's mask, thank you. So little guy, friend of Stipalu. Yes, it's blue, but I really wanted to build a blue guy. What's the music I use in the background? I don't recall it by name for the 30-minute mock series what the music's called, but I can say that all of the music I use is not mainstream music. It's music built for creators like me that I pay for a license for, and then I'm allowed to play them in my videos. So it's not something you could just Google search, probably not, and find, but it's a benefit for me because if you really like the music, you have to watch my videos to hear it. Dark blue character, either non-elemental, perhaps earth-water mix. Okay, well, maybe we could work with that. What's your favorite part about building a mock? I think my favorite part is like the tinkering. When things start coming together. There's some mocks that really bog you down. Like you know what you want, but by the time you start working on it, you really it just doesn't come together naturally. Like, for example, these fine folks here, these ones that I've been working on, they're not coming naturally to me. But something like the Kikiura, the little bug, the dragonfly, I built that thing in one sitting. And it just came together so perfectly that could I zoom in a bit? You can hardly see. I really can't. This is probably the best I can do for now, but I'll keep that in mind in future streams. This overhead camera is a webcam, and it's a very wide angle webcam. Fit well with lime or very light colors. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so we got some dark blues here. They also make dark blues in size 4. So you got the extra wide and size 4. So those are those. Oh, something I am excited that I'm going to be getting. How many of you have a size 4 in dark brown? Probably not many of you. And the reason is there's only one that's ever been made for a set. It was a single one, I think for the newer Ray. And there was one per set. So I'm going to be buying some of those to mock with, and I'm really excited for those. His friend that tries to get Stipalu out of trouble with what Stipalu says against. Thank you again, Gray, for those 2 donations. That's very kind of you. Yeah, so a friend that tries to get Stipalu out of trouble with what Stipalu says. I do foresee Stipalu going around to these different areas and causing mayhem. He's not exactly a kind person. So yeah, maybe this guy is someone that knows him well and would be someone who wants to rescue him if something went wrong. Do I know who Dr. Scorpion X is? I've seen his work. He's an incredible guy, incredible YouTuber. I don't know him personally though. Yeah, I do know of him. When you write powers, are they a hard magic system or soft magic system? Trying to recall my fantasy verbiage there. Hard magic versus soft magic. So enlighten me on what that means again, and I'll tell you which one. Perhaps he's a chill guy who likes to joke personality-wise or opposite of the constantly serious Stipalu. A show with these characters? I'd love to make a show. I don't know if I have the speed of animation to do a whole show, but possibly. Let's bring out some options for bones. I think someone had said lime green would be cool. Lime green's an option. What was your first set? Said that earlier. It was Kopaka 2001 was my very first set. I do like the lime green, but wasn't there a lime green and dark blue in Bionicle G1? I think there might have been. It does look really nice, though. Doesn't that look nice? Add some white to him. Keep the theme with Stippling. Will you build a shark one day or a lobster? Oh yeah, probably. Stippling. I'm so happy you're back. You made my childhood, and also tell Zapalu I said do a backflip. Oh man, I can only imagine him trying to do a backflip. Thank you so much. You're very kind. Cursed color, do not lime green. Do not lime green. Wow. The cursed. I don't know. I don't think this is the same lime green though. It doesn't feel. Imagine dude just a tiny little guy wielding the holy grail of all weapons of mass destruction and giant sword. That could work. Did I see your creations from Instagram for your 30-minute mocks? I believe so, yeah. I remember Instagram 30-minute mocks. They looked good. Dark blue and lime green. Too bad lime green was... can't tell it's night. Are you asking if it's night here? It's still daylight here. 6:37 p.m. Build a mock, please. Yes, build a mock. Okay. I'm going to try around with... do I want to use a custom? I kind of want to do the... I wish I had those Star Wars ones. I don't. Alright, we're going to go with the lime green and dark blue. Let's see where that takes us. I can almost riff on the... How far off are these? Ninjago Ghost Set. I think I have some wings. Or I did. I don't know if these are... Maybe these aren't the same. I have these. Huh. Do you still have Lindrin? Protector water? If so, can you show? I do have Lindrin. He is over there, though, and I'm trapped. Maybe during a break I can go grab him. But right now I don't have him. Boat Nateke is like a meme for me. Yeah. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna build. This is so fun, but so distracting. All right. So we need a head. We're doing dark green. Or I'm sorry. We're doing green and blue. That gives us a couple options. So in my head canon, or I guess my canon now, this is the plague color. So I don't really want to give him that. I mean, it would be fine for the eyes. Moro Dragon Wings. Okay, I guess they're called Moro Dragon Wings. They do say copyright 2015, so that's the time period I got them. So I'm thinking green is like an accent color and sticking with the blue headstock, but then it doesn't really pop. So let me start with the green. We'll see where that takes us. I feel like this guy may have had green the first time. Demarok the Beastmaster. I don't think I have him anymore. I don't think I will never have him, but his current form that you know, I do not have. Perhaps you could use the wing cloth pieces for a cape. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. This head sits kind of low. Especially if I want to use this as a body piece, that is not gonna... He'll have to permanently look up. So that leaves us with a couple options, either a larger chest, which we could explore. Orange head maybe would pop. You mean like the... Yeah, I guess we could see what that looks like. Take that out. Put that in. It does pop. But is that too much, like red, green, and blue? Definitely gives a more sinister vibe. Can I use the warden thing for my mocks? Sure, of course. Blue and green, they were the element of plant life. Interesting. Yeah, I really liked Demarok too. He has a really cool design. I've said this before, I don't know if I've said it in this stream yet today, but I did feel like a lot of what I did later became a little sloppier in terms of not necessarily how they looked, but how it was executed. His back area was a little messy. He had like a shifting bone piece or something. If I would want to rebuild him if that came Custom torso. All right, let's do a custom torso. All right, so what you see on the right side is very CCBS, ball joints and pins, or half pins, I guess, or the double pins for the armor attachments. This is all Technic-y stuff, and then also weapons on the lower half. So it's designed very similar to how I used to have it, but I have all my pins and axles over here now. Wings is almost. Can you make a ritual for? All right. Well, let's start with a custom torso. I have a go-to piece for that, which is I feel like this is like the best piece ever for custom torsos because it allows you to shift direction so easily. So let's start with this. That would get us the arms. So that would give us the arms. If we do that, and the head, that could give us the head too. We'll grab a ball joint. Someone suggests using a sword and shield. Cool idea. Very cool idea. Are you going to give this man trademark an action feature? Possibly. I always find it a little harder to do action features with custom torsos. It should be easier, I guess, in theory, because you have limitless impossibilities, but it can also be difficult just executing it while building something custom. Alright, so I'm going to put that down. Oh, thank you so much, Gray, for joining us on the stream. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the super chats. That was awesome. Thank you for showing those off. And have a good night. Alright, so we got some pins up here. Team up with Lumikin Studios and do a stop motion series. I'm always up for teaming up with people. I think it could be fun. To date, I haven't really done much of that. And not always for a lack of trying. Okay, so we got early stages of a custom torso. Oh, that would need to be where the arms go, I think. So I need... we're going to do an old trick of mine. Not something I've created, but one I like. And I'm not super familiar with where all my pieces are just yet, so bear with me while I'm looking for them. So I'm going to do one of those, like, you probably have all done this at some point, where instead of sticking one axle through all the way, you stick two axles through halfway, and that gets you kind of the same result without having to limit what you're doing, in particular with like arm joints and things like that. So that's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to do halfway through on this side, halfway through on that side, and that'll get me two axles in the same spot. But I do need something to fill that gap. Traditionally, I would use a Technic bushing, but I've been having a lot of fun doing this instead. Just placing one of these pin bushing kind of style pieces, extenders, and then just pressure fitting it in place. So that should give us, yep, same result as a bushing, but bushings tend to be light gray mostly. And I just find the light gray, unless you're building a mock with a lot of it, to be kind of off-putting. So that's the start of a custom torso. Just reading some of the chat here real quick. Glad to see you're back doing content. You were one of the best YouTube Biotubers I watched when I was younger. Thank you, Aquatix. Aquatix. It's very kind of you. I really do appreciate that. It's a lot of fun doing this stuff. Where do you think the protectors from G2 would fit in G1? That's not a question for me. I'm not very good with G1 lore. It's embarrassing to say, but I'm not. That's just a fact. I was very young when the first stuff came out, so that by the time like the lore really was kind of kicking into full gear, I was too old, too mature for Bionicle, so I had moved on to other stuff, and then didn't come back till G2, so I don't really know too much of the lore. Will I be able to watch the stream afterwards? There is a plan to, yes. It will be unlisted at the time that this ends, but it will be back up. Are you guys having fun? Is this enjoyable? I hope it is. I know I'm having fun, but It's hard to do this in real time and know if I'm boring or someone's spamming. Let's not spam, please, if possible. All right, so we have an upper body, right? That's a pretty decent upper body. Will you do more Makatorian videos? Yeah, I think so. So I can't really connect this, right? Not as is. I could pressure fit it, and then I could pressure fit it, but that's going to be pretty wonky looking. I'll try it. So I'm going to take a pin with shifting direction. Don't know what they're called. To me, it's just a pin that changes direction. One of these. So we're going to put that in. Actually, we're going to do it this way. So we're going to take a pin here, put it through. So now we have like a 90-degree pin thing. That's a very useful thing to do. We're going to load it up right here. Ooh, a lot of friction in that. And then just simply pressure it into that side. It's pretty sturdy. It has some waist articulation, I guess we could call it. But that'll do the trick for a custom. But there is one problem with this. I need to be able to put an armor shell on here, and I can't with only one pinhole. So we're going to backtrack just a little bit. Take this back out. We're going to take my beautiful custom brick separator, which I glued, the only thing I've ever craggled, glued a long Technic rod on so you can push through a lot deeper. And I'm going to take an extra long pin here. I'm going to try that again, so I'm going to push this all the way through and then pressure fit this here. So we got the same result, but now I have that extra pinhole, and I can take a second pin, put that through, and grab one of these. Where are they? Ball joints are in drawer 3. Okay, one of those, and that. So that's a start. What we can do too is we can take this separator here that I had initially and extend it a bit, and then we can add another ball joint and put like a shoulder armor there. So that'd be good. I'm gonna read a couple more comments and I'll keep working on this. Will I make Rupahu canon to the Ersie universe? Absolutely. He was canon to begin with. Unfortunately, was cut due to constraints with the World of Ersie video. He was going to be in it. Ran into some complications. It was just too much. I didn't know how to draw that much yet, so he was cut. But he'll absolutely be in the story. Very, very critical to the story. Have an idea. Use a 3x pin to add a 3x1 lift arms with the ball joint in the center. I think I know what you're talking about. 3x pin. 3x1 lift arm. Okay, yeah. Oh, okay. I think you were trying to tell me to do exactly what I did. Okay. Excited to see the next Warren video. Me too. What site would you recommend for CCBS pieces other than Bricklink? Other than Bricklink, you're going to run into a lot of issues finding any pieces at all. I would suggest looking up local Lego stores that aren't brick and mortar official Lego stores. They often carry Bionicle sets there. If they know what they're doing, they're going to upcharge like crazy for sets. If you're lucky, they'll sell parts for a lot less. I know I recently went and bought some G1 Bionicle sets from a Lego store that was in my area, unofficial Lego store, and it was 3 times the price of what they were on the shelves back in the day. So Bricklink really is the best. I don't know if you don't have the ability to buy there, but I would find a way if possible, because for example, I've got this one order coming in, and there were parts, armor shells for less than a cent each. I mean, it's unreal how affordable it can be. Is there supposed to be a relationship between Stapalu and Rupahu? Similar names, same mask. Yes, to an extent. In the world of Ersie, I'm not so certain. You may have heard early in their stream, Rupahu was my first mock. So there's some tension there, I think. He didn't get to be my self-mock, so I think there's definitely some kind of semblance or recurring theme to them two together. Some resellers are just absolute scammers. Yeah, they prey upon our lack of Bionicle as a way to scalp us for it, because they know that we're going to buy it, and it's the only way to buy it. I'm going to go back just a hair on this armor. Oh, I'm sorry, this custom torso. I'm going to pull... And I'm getting used to talking to myself. I don't normally do this, but I think it's a good way to keep you in the loop on what I'm trying to do here. So I'm going to do... I want to pull the arms out further. And I'm just going to play with this for a second. I'm going to go back on what I said about the smaller Technic bushings, and I'm going to use them now, because I'm going to hide it behind an armor shell. I'm just trying to decide if I'm going to do a half bushing into a ball joint or a full bushing into a ball joint, and I just don't know what's going to end up working better, so I'm going to try it this way first. Will I do a capstone review on any other figures in the future? Most likely not, only because I've kind of repurposed the mock showcase, and it basically is a capstone review now. It goes over their story, how I built it, and a lot of details. The previous earlier mock showcases were very purist artistic style, where I didn't say anything. I didn't want to lend any of my opinions or thoughts to the build. I just wanted you to see what I did and give me your thoughts. But since starting the world of Ersie, I really needed a platform to tell stories, and that's kind of what that's become. So I don't think I'm going to do capstone reviews anymore, to be quite candid with you, unless I can find a way to make them more useful. I think they were just longer versions of the current mock showcase. Can you get transparent red lower bone pieces? Yeah, they make transparent red or transparent neon orangish red. I don't think they make... So if you're referring to this red, I don't think they make those. Actually, I could say with pretty much confidence that they don't make those. But lower red, neon orangish red, they do make. More backstory for Frennick. Oh, for sure. A lot of the backstory that I did provide, even with Stipalu, that's Bionicle lore. I'm going to start fresh. I think I could do better than Stipalu created a potion that made a bug turn big and then he turned big. I think I could do better story-wise than that. So I'm going to reevaluate all that in the World of Ersie universe. Oops. Stippling, what's your honest opinion on Hero Factory? I got into Hero Factory after it was already canceled. As I said, I came back to G2 Bionicle just as it was starting. In fact, I was walking my dog, who's inspired, or who Frennick inspired. Or wait, my dog inspired Frennick. I was walking him, and I was just like, man, I remember those Bionicle sets. Those were so fun. I wonder if they still exist, because I didn't even know they were canceled in 2010. So I was like, oh no, they were canceled. And then I kept scrolling, like, wait a minute, it's back now. It's literally back the year I'm curious about it again. So it was kind of fortuitous of me to look that day. And yeah, so Hero Factory, that was the question. I think it was LEGO's opportunity to experiment with the new system, especially the 2011 to 2013 Hero Factory. I think 2014 Hero Factory was a little weird, where they wanted to build bigger figures, but to build bigger figures, they just made the heroes smaller and then made the bigger villains normal size, is kind of my take on it. That was weird. But I think they did a really good job establishing what they wanted CCBS to be. I think the Star Wars sets did a better job of it, but their solution there was just, if something's a little weird with the design, we're just going to make a new part that works better. There's my dog. And I think it worked good for Star Wars, but the sets were really boring. They looked good, but they were really unfun to build. I think the creativity behind a lot of what they did in Hero Factory kind of set the groundwork for a pretty decent G2 Bionicle, at least in terms of the builds and the character designs. I think some of the coloring on G2 Bionicle is really sloppy. The shoehorning of a lot of metallic pieces I wasn't a huge fan of. You can kind of see my take on an ice character versus the Kopaka 2016. You could really see how distinctively weird his coloring was. It was all over the place. But they really had to design sets for the golden mask, whereas I just had to design something that I thought looked neat. Breakout was okay. Hello, Stippling. It's been so long you inspired me to get back into Bionicle. For starters, I made my own version of Mananui main character for my lineup. My Halo-inspired Stormer, still in progress. Neat. Awesome. What's next after the Wardens? Villains? We need to establish the Wardens so we can continue the story. The story's kind of frozen in time right now, where I'm taking you through the world and letting you explore the different areas. But then we need to create some conflict for them. So that's something that's on the way. And I'm sorry if you guys are just here for building and I'm rambling on about nonsense. It's fun to talk. I don't get to talk with you guys very often. So, all right, we're going to continue to build. I need a lower torso. So if I'm going to make this guy, I must have did something wrong here. Is it? Okay, there we go. So my thought was left, or right, I guess, his left. Let's get another one. I hope I have another one. Does anyone else just assume they have every part they ever want, and then just when they can't find it, they just think they're missing it somewhere and it's got to be there? But in reality, you just don't have that part. Not the case today, but I've definitely had that happen before. Okay, so what I'm building right now isn't that imaginative, but that's pretty good, right? Right, to start? I think that's pretty neat. Quite enjoy hearing your thoughts. Yeah, I've heard from a few people that while they enjoyed the 30-minute mock series, the fast pace of it really didn't give you an opportunity to hear what I was doing or what I was thinking in the time. And I want to do a better job of being able to speak while I build, and that's kind of one of the ideas for this. Am I going to finish the Shadow Realm stuff? Yes! That's why this live stream's happening today. It's to give me more time to edit the video. I've been editing it all week. Finn says, I'm making my own Bionicle RPG, and I was wondering if I could use the creature designs you've made. Yes, of course. Absolutely. Alright, so that's kind of a good baseline, but we don't really have the green in there yet. So we're going to put the red-eyed guy, and you can already... Ooh, I still have the same problem, don't I? He can look forward now, but I guess that's okay. He just kind of hunched over a little bit. That's pretty good. Can I make a Lord of Discord dragon form for the final boss? For the World of Ersie, yes. The Lord of Discord is a giant dragon. Can we see the new Etalk? Let me go on a quick break. Not yet, but when I do, I'll bring it back, and I'll even show you guys the printed instructions I have that the winners are getting. I got them professionally printed, so it's larger than a normal Lego instruction booklet, but it is the same quality, the same texture, everything. Top of his head is a face, kind of like an insect, so you're saying like that? That could be neat. Definitely takes him from lovable little friend to kind of formidable enemy. Love the dark blue Glithorian mask. Yes, I've always loved this. I contemplated using it as one of the wardens, but the next warden, or that warden, probably wouldn't like this mask very much. I don't know if it's a good time to say stuff like this, but I would like to say thanks for being here. You have been a huge source of inspiration for me for years, from mocks to world building. Thank you for being here. No, that's so kind of you. Absolutely, I love being here and joining you guys, spending time with you and building and having a good time. This is what it's all about. This is just spending time together and creating and crafting. Can't see his eye. You can't see his eye. Oh yeah. Green spikes to the shoulders. That's true. Yeah, let's do that now. I think I only have the smaller green spikes. Got to reach real low for this. I got one. I recently just organized all my little bits for spikes. I have one. I'll keep it there until I find the other. What's the best way to stabilize a large mock bigger than the average Titan set if you're all out of pistons? Usually what Lego does and what I've done by proxy is double bone pieces. So kind of like an ankle bone piece that goes out and in. You can see that on a lot of the villains have that. I think maybe Kolta had it. Maybe not. No, Kolta didn't have it. Umarak had some kind of design like that. Both Umaraks. General Grievous is a great source of inspiration for building taller mocks. That's how the Stippling Stipalu self mock was first built. Was inspired by that. Use friction extenders is another good option. I had that issue pretty severely with Karakor. Let me switch here real quick. So with Karakor, as I showed in the video, his shield is very, very heavy. Very heavy. I had designed up until the shield, I designed everything else. And actually his action feature was both arms. So he had 2 swords. But I didn't want to tread the same old that I'd already done with my Rana. So I took off the gearing on the right side and added the shield. But the shield was so heavy that it's very difficult to pose. You just have to play with it. I mean, sometimes too heavy is okay. Like most of us, if a shield was as big as it is compared to him for us, we wouldn't be able to lift it and hold it up in the air and do sorts of crazy stuff too. So it doesn't always have to hold perfectly to do. But in terms of legs, yeah, you want them to be able to stand. You want them to be able to do stuff like that. The bigger you build, the more unstable it's going to be. Similarly, the bigger you build, oftentimes you have to fill with more parts, which means the build itself is a little unstable. Beyond just the actual mock, the pieces are looser, I tend to find. Yeah. There's this Naga. Finn, I think you're referring to this that I showed earlier. I've got it. I'm going to build it at some point. Probably not today, though. Play Stippling, you should do a Q&A. Gonna keep saying this until there's a reaction, won't spam though. Q&A, I'm kind of doing a Q&A now. Are you looking for a video of a Q&A? Or, I mean, ask me a question, I'll try to answer it. Alright, where were we? We are building the lower section of this fine gentleman's body. How many of you like the little hip swivel? Is that worth keeping? I can see now how I can fix that, but if we think the hip swivel is super neat, we'll keep it. Alternatively, we'll have a pin go up this way, and we'll lock it in up here. We could even put a second ball joint up there and maybe get a green. Yeah, I think I like that. More how-tos. The character on the right is a certain Rock Boy's father. Yes. It is the original 2016 iteration. It's not the final design. I don't like it nearly as much as I thought I liked it in 2016. It's nifty, it's fun, lighthearted. I don't even know when he'll be out, but he's kind of Etalk to the next level. So the head swivel and the arm movement all in one. I like it in theory. It's just a little messy, gotta clean it up a little bit. But yeah, more or less, this is King Gruggard. I'm revealing him. Long overdue, you deserve to see him. All the posts. Is the Lord of Discord going to have a Discord? Yeah, well, he's the Lord of Discord. Of course he has a Discord. You still have Krakall the Forsaken. I do not. However, you will see him one more time. If the hip swivel doesn't screw with the rest of the movement, I suggest keeping it. No, it doesn't mess with it. So basically, you forgot to change the camera angle. Oh, yeah, let me fix that. Do you want to do... I have this, too. I guess this isn't as exciting. You'd rather see what I'm doing than my ugly face. Good night. Someone said good night. Good night. Love that gear function. Thank you. Man, I'm currently working my new mock. Hips need more coverage to think of a Bionicle multiverse. Okay. Bootleg set pieces break easily. Please read this. Okay, good to know. I'll be careful when I work on it. Will you make an aquatic type beast mock? Yeah. Oh, I made the crab, but I'll probably make more. When did you build that? Are you referring to King Gruggard or this thing right here? If LEGO contacted you and asked you to make a new Bionicle element, what would you choose? I like my idea of like... so, as you can probably tell in the world of Ersie, there aren't necessarily elements, it's more like regional powers. So, I really like the kind of swampy vibe. So I definitely would explore more of that. I don't feel like there was that much in the original. Happy 1 hour stream celebrations. Yes! 1 hour in. I feel like I'm getting better at it, hopefully. Hopefully. Alright, so in terms of his legs, with most torsos, the arms go out farther than the legs. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the original thing I did, which I think would work better in this instance, which is the single, the three long axle, I should say. So I'm going to do that, but we need something in here, I feel like. We don't necessarily need something there, but let's see. I got an idea. Could take... I think I have one black bushing. I do not. Oh, yep, I do. Perfect. My only black bushing. So I'm going to take that, put it in that there. And then I'm going to slide it right in. I gotta get that bushing lined up properly though. Let's pull that out real quick. So the bushing is misaligning with the axle, which is not allowing it to lock in place. There we go. Okay, that's one. I need one more ball joint because I used it for the arm. And what are we at with ball joints? We've used 6 plus a Hordika neck, I think we call them nowadays. All the days. Alright, more than 30 minutes you failed. Yep, I blew it. I blew it. I probably wouldn't have been answering so many questions if I was on that timer. In fact, when I do the 30-minute ox, or when I did them, when I will do them, I just would play music. I wouldn't talk to myself, obviously. Do you plan having the stream recording accessible? Yeah, I'll have it up. It won't be up right away because I just want to make sure it's... I'm going to trim it, get that triple music playing out of it, and then, yeah. What are your favorite Biotubers? I flipped through them all. I wouldn't say I have a favorite. I haven't had enough time to consistently watch anyone. But there's so many good ones out there, including a lot of cool folks that weren't even around last time I did this. So definitely a lot of cool people. A lot of the people that did my challenge have wonderful channels that I've learned from these challenges, and I hope other people are tuning in. Luke says, hey Stippling, just wanted to stop by and tell you about how happy I am that you're back. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's see here. So that's kind of our torso. It's a little blocky, but not bad. Not bad. I mean, not really planning anything. So we have the internal. I'm thinking maybe it's too much blue. It's kind of blue like crazy. So I want to explore. We have these. I do like the sloping though, and I don't think they make that green in size 4, which, yeah, they do not. So what if we did something crazy and pop this off? Oh, there it goes. Pop that off, replace it with green body there. do you think? Why don't you make a Fallout-related mock? It would be cool to see you make a mutant beast or an armored guy with guns. Yes, I'm going to explore more universes than just mine. Yeah, that's definitely something I could do. Maybe you could add green spikes. Yeah, I want to. I just found the one, though. So if I can find more, possibly. Let's see. Do we want to go crazy and do that? I don't think we can swing this. Make him look more like a bug. Well, we're trying to make a friend of Stipala. I guess he might like bugs. I don't know. Yeah, if we did that, he'd have no head articulation. This poor fellow would be stuck looking forward for the rest of his life and never down. That chest looks weird. The green one? Possibly, yeah. It does kind of look weird, I guess. It did definitely flow better with the blue. Huh. I feel like this would be perfect if I didn't use a blue mask, though. Add a green vine on the blue chest. I don't think I guess I do have a green vine. Green vine on the blue chest. That's a good idea. Alright, we're going to do something crazy here, because I can't really reach this. So we're going to do a little bit of a parts overload on you guys for a second. Alright, so we wanted these green vines. So just so you know, this is what I have in all 24 drawers. This exact tray. So that's what you can kind of imagine it looking like, and approximately how much space I can fit per drawer. Maybe it's time for the cloth pieces. We're getting there, I think. So we're thinking some green there. Or no, we said on the chest. I think I like it on the shoulders. It almost looks like seaweed. Like he's got the seaweed from the ocean. Can you... sorry, I'm just reading some of these comments. Yeah, I'll be taking a break here in just a couple minutes, I think. Trying to think of a good way to do this without blowing out your eardrums with the music. So I might just... that. Oh, you guys like this? You think this looks good? I think so too. I think it's a good start. Ugh. For having something completely not planned, I mean, it's something. We can do some obvious... I'm going to put some proxy arms in just for now, just to get the flow going. This is totally subject to change. But just to get this stuff on there, get a feel for it. Oh, these need to be tightened. Yeah. Okay. I think those arms might be too long. That might be too long for his body style. So maybe some nice thin wrists for him. And as I said, both in the title and during the stream, I do have a small announcement for the end of this stream. So if you're able to stay till the end, that would be awesome. But no pressure if you can't. So I could do something like that. Just kind of thinking out loud here. Now we're just going to put some hands on him, just temporary. I don't have green, or I'm sorry, blue hands like that, but I do have, but that might be too much green. I can see him having thin upper arms and thick lower arms. Thin upper arms and thick. I could try that. I don't normally do that, but he could almost have like gloves. If I did it, I'd have to really turn it that way to do a thin upper arm. And then like a glove? Or like... Sticks out a little too far for me. If it was like a forelong, maybe. I could do wacky crazy again and try... That's a thick lower arm. Whew. That's way too big. Hey, I was working on a 30-minute mock and I had to stop the timer because I wasn't liking it, but still wanted to work on it to see what I could make, and I'm liking it. Could I restart the timer? Pausing the timer isn't a problem. I would say maybe... You're saying you didn't work on it in between? Yeah, go ahead and restart the timer. Absolutely. That's okay. Hi, Stippling. How's it going? It's going pretty good. First live stream. Well, I've done one, but never like this. So I'm having a good time. I hope everyone is having a decent time. Perhaps you could use this technique I use. Oh, yeah. That was the, for Meyahu, that was the pin in the armor, correct? I think? That would be interesting. Okay, I'm going to take a brief break, I think about 5 minutes just to go to the bathroom. Don't go away. We're going to have more stuff and that big announcement at the end. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will be right back. I'm going to try to do it without blowing out your eardrums, though, so how can I do this? I might blow out your eardrums for a second, so bear with me.
When I heard about
All right, I'm back. Everyone back? Everyone well rested? Hopefully it wasn't too long. I just had to redo my coffee. Okay, hour and a half in. All right, so briefly before we continue working on what we're working on, I had some requests for the revamped Etalk design. My current Etalk is still in the old design for filming purposes, but this is a lot of the new design. It's missing just the top part of its back piece. Let me see if I can get that. Everyone hears me okay, right? Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's see. Yeah. I think I have one. Ooh, that needs to go back further, I think. Oh no, that's fine. Bear with me here just a second. So, if we put this here, and then we put two. So again, this is not mine. This is just one I have for the contest. Yeah, and it's missing a little bit of the back section. I can probably fix that real quick, though. Also, thank you all for putting up with some of the weird oddities of live streaming. This is the first time I'm doing it. I set it up and then just kind of had to see how it worked. So some of the issues that I now know about, I will resolve as best I can before the next live stream. Okay. This dude is mad creative. Thank you. I hope you're referring to me. If not, that's okay. All right, so this is... Let me just line things up here a little bit. So this is the revamped Etalk design. I'm going to switch cameras here. So on its surface, it looks very, very similar. But back in the old days, twisting the head was extremely challenging. It just wasn't meant to do that. I just kind of decided that was one of the only ways to articulate the head. So now it has a gearing system, which is mostly unnecessary. The gears are just for friction, but it allows the head to rotate much more smoothly. And I just like the way that works a lot better. A lot of the rest of the stuff is very, very similar. The big change comes under the hood, the head. The old head used just kind of, I think it used like the triangular shaped axle with two Borak eyes, and the Borak eyes always misaligned with the head. So this new design uses one of those circular Technic connectors, two crystal gems, and then two half-length size 2 Technic beams for the kind of mouth opening. And when you put it all together, it lines up perfectly flush. It lets the eyes, you might not be able to see, you can kind of see at that angle, the eyes really pop now, a lot better than they were, and they're good. And this is going to be the one being shipped out to next month's winner, along with the most coveted, long-awaited instruction booklet. Complete instructions, professionally printed. A little bit of backstory there. I'll let you look for a second. Okay. Beautiful artwork by Patrina Soro. He is an amazing artist. And then these are the instructions, kind of like traditional Lego instructions. You go through step by step, building up the character. Not too hard of a build. And then you get to the end. I did have to, the new, I can't remember what it's called, the Brooklink building system didn't have the head, so I just used the cartoon head and put it on. It's best I could do. And then a little bit of fun stuff at the end. The old Etalk was actually green and yellow. Etalk was blue during the 30-minute mock series where I had to stop Etalk from teleporting away, so I infused it with some blue to really keep it still. Now who will get the Etalk touched by sacred stippling? Show us Lindgren and the other protectors of old. I forgot to get Lindgren. He's exactly the same as you saw before. If I remember before the end, I'll go grab him. Myrana, Karakor, Yarnak, and Danzu are gone. I don't have them anymore, but I do have Lindrin and I do have Kiri. I read that in Etalk's voice. Nailed the instruction style. Thank you. I did make a small error in the instructions, and I wish I had noticed sooner. It's very small. I list the lower leg as black, when in fact it's dark gray. It's easy to figure out when you're building through process of elimination, but I did screw up there, and that's a little disappointing. But hey, one time I made a video with only sound in one ear, so anything can happen. All right, but yeah, these are the instructions. I got a bunch of them. I'll probably release the PDF at some point. There's also going to be other ways to get these over time. I want to make sure people can get them if they want. I think it's a lot of fun. It's a very simple build, but it's a little piece of the channel, and I want to share it with you. Yeah. And then Etalk's voice. Yeah, I have to do. So I do Etalk's voice. I do Rupahu's voice. I do Stipalu's voice. I do Nateke. Nateke is my favorite because I had to actually like train myself to do the voice. So like, he obviously sounds. If you've played like Diablo, he sounds like Deckard Cain. Let me switch cameras here real quick. Sounds like Deckard Cain or like Sean Connery style. So it's got the whistle to it and the hey. So he's a lot of fun to do. Stipalu is just kind of like, I wanted him to sound like a heroic version of me, so I just kind of lowered just a bit and kind of really puffed my chest out, and that's where he goes. Rupahu is just the most cynical voice I can make. It's just kind of pure evil in the most traditional stereotypical way. Etalk is pretty much Stipalu again with slightly lower tones and a little simpler. So Etalk is kind of just like, hey, how's it going? I do play around with Etalk's voice a little more than some of the others. I lower the pitch just a hair. Glad you're not locking the instructions on the comments. No, I won't. It'll be out there. I just need to figure out the best way to do it. But yeah, you saw it, and you could replay it and look through it too. Yeah, but the voicing is a lot of fun. I did see someone ask who voices the female characters. So Myrana was professionally voiced by a professional voice actress that was hired just for that one episode. Same with actor for Erowar and Karakor. Those were not voiced by me either. All three are amazing actors that did a fantastic job. Excited to work with them again, hopefully at some point. The other female characters that you've seen sporadically are usually my wife recording. I get her to record kind of all the other female characters, and she'll probably be reprising a role here soon. Can we get an impression of General Grievous with voice change like you use for Stipalu? I don't know if I could do a General Grievous. Can I play Stippling shirts and sell Etalks? Yeah, I'm gonna make shirts. They're on the way. I'll probably get you guys more information on that soon. I want to make sure that I like the shirts before they come out. But yeah, there's gonna be some ways to do that, and I'll probably maybe sell some Etalks. I know that sounds. I don't like the way that sounds that I'm gonna sell them. I like giving stuff away, but just to support the channel and find new ways to continue doing this, I think that'd be a fun and pretty simple way to give you something cool and to make people who really want it have an avenue for getting them. Does my wife also like Lego? She does. She's a lot more impatient than me when building Lego. I have a lot of Frozen sets over here that never got built. She likes it. I think she likes the finished product more than the building part. So we'll get sets for her that I'm tasked with building. So that's why we kind of have a backlog. Are you going to make a Discord server? Possibly. Just have your logo on a black or white shirt. Yeah. All right, so we're going to get back to building here. If you're just joining us, we were working on this kind of smaller protector style being that possibly has some kind of relation with Stipalu. Either kind of got him out of a jam or he caused some issues that warranted some help. So we're going to switch over to here. I'm going to stick with this build for today, but I do enjoy the suggestions, and we'll definitely pursue other builds here in the coming live streams. Especially if you guys like this. Let me know in the comments if you're enjoying this, because I'm not going to do them if you don't like them. So I definitely want to know if I'm on the right track. This will probably be the worst stream I ever do, so if you're really enjoying it, then you're in for a treat, because I think I'll get better over time. How are you married but don't look a day over 23? That's a compliment for a 31-year-old man. I appreciate that. That's awesome. Let's see here. So, general ideas. It had been mentioned to try that custom hand design I really like that I have not yet tried. So I'm going to see what that looks like real quick. I would need... Really enjoying it. Cool. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. Ethan asks, can I get a shout out for my family? Hello, Ethan's family. Thank you for joining me. Alright, so the design that was recommended to me for the arms, or I'm sorry, for the hands, was to take this armor shell, reverse input that triangular piece, and then to add these little flippy bits. So I don't have them in green, but I did want to try this method out and show you guys because it was really cool. Oops. Can we get away from it? So that's neat. This is the first time I'm trying it. Really neat alternative design. I do wish I had it in green, but it does still look really cool. Can I get a shout? Yes, Arthur, welcome to the stream. I know you've been here the whole time, but I'm formally welcoming you to the stream. So that would be... I do like that. That is pretty slick. Sorry, I think a lot slower when I'm not doing a 30-minute mock. I like to focus. Yuxa, yeah. I know the stream's a little late. Actually, it was very fortunate that it was scheduled to be this late. I had something come up that I had to take care of, so it was perfect timing on my part for making sure I was here on time. We do still have these wings, or these flipper bits to explore. Okay, I'm going to... How's your day, Stippling? My day is going good. Like I just kind of said, it was a little rough earlier today, but this is making it all worthwhile, so I'm glad that I'm here. Let's try... I feel like you're taunting me for the shout out. I'll do it, but HTYY 6G FHG DTYGF. Welcome to the stream. I feel like I just got set up on that one. $2. Thank you so much, Garbanzo. That's so kind of you. I love seeing your comments. If you guys don't know, Garbanzo is a frequent viewer of the channel, and he or she, or Garbanzo Bean, only says Garbanzo. I don't know that Garbanzo says anything but Garbanzo. Always one of the first to comment, and it always says Garbanzo. And I've made it a game for myself to try to think of creative ways to respond. So sometimes I'll say Garbanzo back, other times I'll say Garbanzo backwards. But very kind of you, Garbanzo. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so glad you're here. And thank you so much for the super thanks. Those kind of things really help me. They're really going to help me keep this channel going. We do have a small community here, so the more support I can get, the more I can do. And I do really, really appreciate it. All right, so we got two of those hands. I think the dark... I think usually when I build a mock, I try to decide what metallic I'm going to go for, because at some point, to some extent, you need some kind of metallic. You don't need it, but it often helps. So in this case, I'm going to settle on gunmetal as my metallic. So I'm going to do a gunmetal, and that's going to give me the opportunity to put maybe them on the shoulders here. And I'll kind of give you a close-up of what that looks like. It's a little dark. Let's reel that in just a little bit, so you can see kind of the color scheme. I do like the lighting like that, but then it gets in the way of the main camera. I'll do it for now, so get some better lighting. Just a little bit of water. Sorry, you wouldn't believe it, but it gets really hot under these lights. All right, so we're gonna do some dark gunmetal on the lower arms. I was kind of thinking, and I know, again, this isn't at all what I just said, but I was thinking these pieces, but I don't have them in gunmetal right now. So we'll stick with the traditional armor shell. But is there a particular, I missed it, but is there a particular goal or vision for this mock, or just kind of building randomly? So it's a hodgepodge. The suggestion was made that I build some kind of companion to Stippling, and on the surface this doesn't look like it. But I was also personally inspired by this helmet, headpiece, mask, to use the dark blue. So mixing that with some suggestions, we're kind of working on a smaller guy that in some way might have impacted Stipple's life. I don't know if this will be its final form, but I'm having fun just kind of tinkering. So it's a little bit of random, a little bit of driven ideas. Gonna melt the plastic. Maybe put the gunmetal skeleton ornament thing on the green hand thing. Gunmetal skeleton. Gunmetal skeleton. I'm trying to think of what that is. But we'll keep going. So I think to make the legs a little bit longer, I'm going to put some friction extenders. There. Yeah, I guess it is kind of an inversion of his colors. So then I'm going to do a full length lower. I guess I should shift over here a little bit. Full length lower. He's very stocky so far. That might be too stocky. Oh, and the other part of the challenge, or the suggestion, was custom torso, so that's what I'm working on. Use translucent green instead of solid green. It's an option. I'm just playing with this right now. Let's see here. 2 more friction extenders. Someone said use the Gresh 2010 feet as custom limbs. Gresh 2010 feet. Is that? I think I have those. Yeah. I have those here, and then I also have the Natalie Breeze feet, or original Arrowwar feet. So I can make, someone says make him unreasonably wide in the calves. Blaze said that. Thank you, Blaze. Let's see what that might look like. That's going to be tricky to put there. Let's see about. So that would go. Would you mind if I try making my own version of Caracore? No, absolutely. Please do. Nothing I make is mine and mine alone, so you're always welcome to, and definitely send it my way so I can take a look. Can you give him a tall blade, a tail with a blade at the end with blades on his wrists. I could. I'll take a look and see what I can do. So there's some super wide feet. It's kind of cool. Looks like I have boots. Yeah, I tend to have a repetitive nature to some of what I do. Definitely looks like he has boots. This is giving me very, like, probably because of the feet, very Hero Factory vibes. With the oversized, like almost the awkward proportions. Change his eye color. I may change his eye color. I need another extra wide. Uh-oh. Do I only have one? That could be a problem. We've run into our first snag. I only have one green. I think I did that in a video. Sorry guys, I'm just thinking, or everybody, I'm just thinking here. Peg leg time. I'm not liking it. I think from the waist down, I'm having issues with it. And I think it all stems from right here. Or, yeah. That line there, it's too straight. Too straight of a line. We need to break it up somehow. Elder says, hey, nice mock so far, and I'm super glad to see you live streaming. Thank you so much, Elder. I appreciate that. Try using the blue skull spiders. Alright, yeah, let's try that. That is a good point and a good piece that I forgot I had. So, we could do this a number of ways. We could use this as filler, I guess, somewhere. Or we could use it as armor. Yeah, the hips are too wide, Simon, I agree. That's what I'm trying to figure out. It's the problem with custom torsos. They have to... His hips are too wide for his frame, I think, is the better way to describe it. Because if they were lower, if the frame went lower, I think these would be fine. But given what he's got here... Give him a waistcoat. Double jointed legs, make it creepy. Pop that out. Alright, so we're gonna take everything from here. Because if you don't like it, not you, but if we don't like it, then we're gonna not enjoy building it. So let's take it to where I do like it. So I like all of this. I think this is all pretty cool. I think it might be interesting to feather these up. Yeah, feather these up this way. I think that looks neater. But what to do from here? I have this problem where I feel like a ball joint must be built on an axle, like that. I have a lot of trouble doing this. for the sole purpose of it can just come right off when you're trying to articulate the limb. So I'm trying to think of a way to appease myself in that regard. I could do perhaps add some skull spider skirt armor to thicken and elongate the lower torso region. Thicken and elongate the lower torso. So you're saying kind of like, ooh, that's cool. How would that stay? If I did that, I'd have to bring his torso down, or his waist down. I could do that. I could do... If I connected... So I remember seeing, and I don't recall who it was, saying how great... Actually, no, it was Skybird. Skybird said this, and I remember it. He said the Kylo Ren piece for the blade is really good for connecting masks too. Do I have two, though? Yes. But one's black. Darn. Alright, well, we'll use it for now, and then we'll change it up later. So if I... Just thinking out loud here. If I take... this one. I take this, extend it down, and I'm going to throw a red one in there for now. Extend it. Ooh, no, I don't want a red one. I want a size 4. 4. No, that's not a 4. That's a 4. Size 4. We're going to put it straight through. Actually, let me remove this old one first. Okay. Mocking is definitely a process. I would say anything I've ever built looked awful at least one point. And awful is subjective. Some people might like it. Some people might have looked at a final product I did and thought an earlier version was better. But if I like it, then I'm happy, because at the end of the day, what I build is for me. Alright, so the idea is this Kylo Ren Extender should connect masks. Oop. That's the theory. Okay, it does, but it's not how I wanted it. It really does connect well, though. Let's see here. Okay, so that's not going to work. It's too... If I'm going to feather this in, it actually has to be in there, and then I'd only be able to do one. See, I'm not good with these loose pieces. I've never been good at, like, loose fitting things. Is there a specific time when the stream's going to end? Not necessarily. I'm thinking... my original thought was in the next 8 minutes here, but I'll probably go a little longer. What is my favorite mock I've made? It depends. I think overall, my favorite mock was probably Stippling, which is a really boring answer, but it's the truth. I think I worked on him a lot, and he's probably the only one that I felt I got to a place that I really liked. Enough to where I don't think I'd ever tinker with it again. At least not this version of it. I might start fresh. But right now, I'm really digging the Caracore design. If you haven't seen the video yet, it actually was... I was building 2 Wardens at the same time. I'm sorry for this. I was building 2 Wardens at the same time, and I was like, Karakor's cool, but he's kind of bulky, kind of similar to what's going on with this character we're working on. It was a little too bulky for me. I wanted to tighten everything up really good. And I had this incredible action feature for another Warden where it was the basic gearing function that the Gen 2 Bionicle had, but it was compact and custom design. So I was like, what if I take that gearing function, slap it on Karakor as he was already made, and see how that looks? And what it did is it pulled his chest, which was very wide, very prominent, it pulled everything in really tight and snug. And he still has that bulky appearance, but he looks like a fit bulky guy. He's not very out this way. And I really liked how it looked. So Karakor is really a lot of fun right now. Thanks, Bionic Dan, for joining me on the stream. Pete, appreciate that. Have a good night. And just so you guys know, just so everyone knows, if I don't finish this, we'll pick it up next time. It's not a big deal. Or if we want to start with something else, we can do that too. Not very bulky. He's buff, not broad. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. When's your next stream? I'm having fun with this, and it seems like, at least from what I've heard, I'm doing an okay job, so I'll probably do this again next week if everyone's up for it. Stippling, just want to say you were a huge part of my childhood, and I'm happy you found the mental state again to bring us so much joy. Thank you, Landon. That's very kind. I'm glad to be back. It was a tough decision to be back because I thought who's gonna watch videos about toys that haven't been around for 6 years, and it turns out I'm not the only one that still wants it to come back. So thank you. That's very, very sweet. Let's see. If I do need to lower, let me see something. I don't want to make him too big because that'd be kind of cool. Let's go. I'm ready to go next week. Awesome. I think I'll be there. This is too much fun not to. So if I did that as kind of like a mini skirt, not a skirt, but I could hide the ball joints inside there. I'd have to... be able to angle it though, because otherwise if I do it flush, it's gonna be like that. I mean, that's still kind of neat. So I could do this. Is very good practice for 30-minute mocks too, because finding where all my pieces are. So if I do this perfectly flush, it's going to sit like that, which is very blocky. But I could fill it with something. Yeah, I'll most likely do streams on the weekends. That's it. That tends to be when most of my viewers are around. But did that one here? I need room for the ball joint. Need room for the ball joint, which would mean I need a double axle pin. Double axle pin. And then I need to... That's going to create a bigger gap. Double axle pin will create a bigger gap, which will mean this would come out to here, which is way too far. So I could angle it. In theory. It doesn't look good. I want it like... So a lot of times for me, mocking is there's an angle I want to get, and I've got to find a way to get that angle. So the angle I want to get is like that. I guess I'm overthinking this. I guess I could just put a ball joint on it. Analysis paralysis. I'm overanalyzing. Put a ball joint. Okay, that hip swivel might be a problem now with lowering this. So put a ball joint right there. I might be a little too short. It's not quite how I wanted it. I think I wanted it more like that. No. Do you have kids? From a man as beautiful as you, it'd be a blessing to have your genes. Thank you. No, I do not have kids. It's on the radar, though. Thank you. I missed you making vids. In the sites you're making, it'd be cool if there were references to G1 or G2 or just multiverse shenanigans. Yeah, I mean, there definitely could be more references. I tend to, like, when I'm doing references, I tend to look to my other passions. So, like, when Karakor first walks in, he says hello there, like Obi-Wan. Little things like that. But yeah, there's always inspiration to be drawn from everywhere, especially when you're building a world so large. No one's that creative. You have to pull things from other places. Baracus, that's a pretty cool name. Mimic you want to show some ideas? Absolutely, yeah. You can email them to me, Instagram them, however you'd like. All right, so I'm going to backpedal just a little bit here, since I'm lowering the waist further down. And I apologize, I'm shaking a little bit because I drank so much coffee. To do that, I need to lock the former waist in, because it's now becoming problematic that it's articulating basically on the back side of where his abdomen is. So I need a pin, second drawer. Too much coffee too late at night. Great for streaming if you're not on an empty stomach, though. Let's see here. So if I do that, that'll get me down there. And then all I would need is Technic connector, pin to pin. I'm going to go for a silver. Silver Technic connector pin. And then we'll grab pin, regular pin. Pin there. We will have to... Can't do that. It's like a chess game. Can't connect this to this because that's in the way. So I need to take that pin out temporarily. Hey, Tyrannical, how's it going? Good to see you. Did you enjoy Doctor Strange? I saw it yesterday. It was pretty cool. I hadn't really followed... I've been watching the Marvel movies, but I didn't really follow the trailers for Doctor Strange, so it was a pleasant experience, kind of going in blind. I'm going to have to plug the blue pin in from the other side. So what I've done now is I've created almost like a spine, which locked that swivel now in place. It sounds so simple, but the most important thing to connecting stuff that you don't want to move is 2 points of connection. You have to have 2 points of connection, otherwise it's going to move. Unless it's a pin, then it will not move. So now we have a stable back section. Those Moro Dragon... Yeah, I just learned that they're Moro. I didn't know. I think I got them in a Bricklink haul. Oh, yeah. No one spoiled Doctor Strange. That's... Spoilers, you'd have to ask my wife, but spoilers are my least favorite thing on this world. Yeah, I know you won't. Okay, so we've extended... We're going to make this gentleman a little bit larger, which means we need more coverage downward, which is what we were working on. But now we have the means to do it without it spinning around on us. We could do... I think this was close to my original idea, but not... Alright, again, the vision is to get it there. So almost like bell-bottom-y style, which would put the pin there. So that's where I'm messing up. I need a ball joint right here, not right here. But to get that down, I'd have to... It's so hard to move a ball joint by one. It's like again, like a chess game. I've got to get the ball joint here with one move. Niles asks, when am I finishing the 30-minute mock challenge? I think what you're asking most likely is about the series finale of Season 1. That's why the stream's happening today. I've been working on it all week, so I needed to do something other than that. But I've been working on it the entire week, and I've made crazy progress. I've subtly hinted that there's a distinct possibility that it could very well maybe be in May. Not going to promise it yet. It is not in a state to guarantee anything yet, but it is in. It's looking good. I'm very happy with it. As of I think 3 days ago, I had completely fixed all the corrupted video that had been messed up from the transfer, and since that time, I have completely visually edited an entire 13-minute scene, including full blue screen substitutions of the background, color coding, etc. Now I'm working on the audio for that, and that'll put 2 entire scenes done when that's done, the audio for that, and that'll amount to about 15 minutes of video that's done, and I suspect another 5 minutes to go from there. So it's getting closer, closest it's ever been. But soon, very, very soon. Taron's hanging out. All right, well, thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. Jet asks if Jet were to submit fan art, is there any chance of being shown on the channel? Yeah, if I have enough of it. I can share it on the community feed. Just send it my way, and we'll figure out something for sure. I love fan art. Mimic You says, in English class, we had to write a story, and I wrote about Ersie, and I was thinking I'd share part of it with you tomorrow, and we could possibly make it canon to the world of Ersie. Sure, yeah, send it over. I'd love to see it. Read all our comments at the end, please. Yeah, I'll go back and read through everything, and then we'll have some brief time together where we can I'll put this stuff down, and we'll just chat for a little bit if people are interested. I do want to see what we're looking like. I can't see it from this view. Does everyone see how many people are in stream right now? And then Earl asks, is there any chance you'll release your June 30-minute mock challenge videos sometime in May? I'm still trying to figure that out. Probably not. It would probably be June 1. I think that's a fair amount of time for me to get stuff done. Yeah, Blaze. That sounds good. Okay. So ball joint moved by 1. That's what we're trying to figure out here. We need a ball joint to move down by 1 to give me the angle I need to do that. But I don't want it to shimmy sideways with the Hordika deck. And I don't want it too far out. I could come up the other way from down here instead. That could get me right there. That could work. That'd be easier than traveling the other way. I'm gonna try that. 67. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's a lot of viewers. Thank you so much. I hope you are enjoying your time here and you're having fun, because I am. And if I'm having fun and you're having fun, then we have something awesome going on here. And I want to keep doing it, because I do this all the time on my own, and I think it's compelling stuff, really looking at the nitty-gritty of building from the ground up. So I'm very happy to be able to share that. I'm gonna do. I want one of these. And there is a method to the craziness here. I do have an idea of what I'm doing, I think. Maybe? Or maybe I forgot. Who knows? Alright, so we're going to take a 3-length axle with the stopper at the end. We're going to connect it to 2 half-width Technic beams, size 2. We're going to plug that in. Oh, that's not going to stick. There's no way that's going to stick. That's a terrible idea. Huh. Do I like that length, though? Yeah, that's a good length. So I'm going to do exactly what I just said, but no plunger at the end. So that would mean I need 1. The ball joints are 2. The bushings make 3, 4, 5. So I need a 5, which I think would be this. It's unfortunate that it won't have the plunger at the end, but on the plus side, I might actually get this thing moving along. Alright, so did you see the Lego Technic hockey player thing? It's funny you mentioned that, and I did see that message. Yes, I did see it. I was looking at parts recently and came across those parts, and then kind of saw the video right after. Yeah, it's cool. I have a dad who is a Greek Canadian, so I grew up on hockey and love it. I'm not a huge sports fanatic, but when I do watch hockey, I really enjoy it. I'm short. My math is wrong. 5. I needed 6. Which, above 5, I don't sort, because I don't have enough room. So, we're going to have to look. I think that might be it. Is that too long? That is 7. That's a 6, I think. 6, okay. Alright, 3rd time's a charm. But while we're here, I gotta pop this out anyhow. Okay. Now, do I do the lazy technique of just trying to jam this thing straight through? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. That's more work than it's worth. What Biotubers do you watch, if any? I said this before, but I dabble in a bunch. I'm not going to name any names only because I don't feel like I watch any of them consistently enough to consider myself a fan, in the sense that I'd be able to know about a particular video or that kind of thing. But I know all the big players. I've seen them, seen their videos. They're good stuff, very good stuff. And yeah, I really enjoy a lot of stuff. I think a lot of people are doing a lot of Generation 1 Bionicle, so that's probably the main reason I don't watch a ton of it. Just because I'm doing G2 stuff, only because I have more of the parts. And yeah, so I tend to like the ones that are doing a lot of G2. I appreciate the G1. Some amazing builds out there. The lore is what kind of gets me. I'm just not that into it, mainly because it's like watching a movie that you know got, or a show you know got canceled. How invested in the lore can you get when you know it's over already? Bionicle Gamer says, "Hey Stippling, you inspired me so much that I'm trying to make my own world and need inspiration for smaller things that flesh out the world. Do you have any tips on how to do stuff like that?" Yeah, I would say divide everything into smaller pieces. If you're looking at a world in its macro, a world, it's hard to describe. Just think of a country like the United States. Each state is so unique and different and has different things they enjoy and things they're known for. If you can separate out your world into smaller pieces, it'll create things that you have to resolve, such as how do the people in the middle of the land get water? Or how do the people up in the mountains survive in the cold temperatures? Those kind of problems create opportunities to be creative. Problems are annoying, but usually they're the most creative. They spawn the most creative things because they force you to think irregularly and erratically until you come up with an answer. Kind of like what I'm doing here with the connecting a ball joint in a very specific spot. Which I don't even know if this is going to jive well with the ball joint right below it. Could there be an undead creature in Ersie like the skull creatures in G2? I could see that, yeah. Absolutely. Ooh, no. No, that's not going to work. It might work if I plug this ball joint in first. Ugh. See that tension there? There's tension. You can see the ball joint is pushing upward just slightly. Before I try to problem solve this, I'm going to just see if this is even what I want. So does this solve the problem of wanting this in a very specific location? We're about to find out. I'd say so. Stop this shit. As an econ major, I've got to ask, have you given any thought to the economy of Ersie? It's definitely something that needs to come up. No one wants to work for free. But no, I haven't really, not as much as I probably should have. But I'm sure it'll come up at some point. I know there are big mining operations in Tetapo that the Mountainers really enjoy, reap the benefits of, so to speak. So there's got to be some kind of give and take on that front. But no, that's a very compelling question, though. Oops, that would go there. I'll get to the huge announcement in a little bit. If you have to go end this or leave the stream, I'll definitely post it in the community tab later. It's a cool announcement. It's nothing too surprising, but. Probably going to do this for another maybe 15 minutes, and then I will put it down for the night, because I think I'm mentally running out of creative energy here. I do like that. But I do like that as an upper leg. If that was just the upper leg, that'd be fine too. Which would again mean I have to get... Yeah, I think I've overthought this whole thing. I have completely overthought this. Because if I put a bone right there, it's going to get that armor piece in the exact spot I wanted anyways. So basically everything you've seen in the last 30 minutes, I'm going to just get rid of. And we're going to go back to the way it was. Because I was right the first time. But I wouldn't have known that if I didn't try the other way. But that was the problem. It was one out. Okay. So I need a 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. So we're going to make this super close together. Question, do you still have the giant Makuta you built? No, I touched on that earlier. I dismantled it, so for about 3 months after I disappeared, I was still working on stuff. It just never came to fruition. And one of those things was a big decision to dismantle the mock. I needed the parts, and I wasn't proud of it. I know size-wise it was imposing and impressive, but I was pretty disappointed with it. So I don't have it anymore, and I know that's disappointing, but that is just the way it is. It hasn't been around for 6 years, so... Just make him have... At this point, I may just make him have no legs and crawl with his arms, because I'm struggling, and I'm looking for that one black bushing I had. Is it woven in here still? No. It was on... I guess it doesn't need to be black. I'll just do one of these. Yeah, that's just as good. Single ball joint on each side. Hank says, just tuning in now, want to say your return to YouTube inspired me to rebuy my collection one set at a time and to start mock building again. That's awesome. That's great. I do know the pains of losing your collection. I didn't have a very amazing collection as a kid, but when Mom said that it was time to donate them, I reluctantly agreed and now regret it. But all right. After plenty of time of overthinking this and dropping a piece, I'm going to say... It's kind of it's the opposite of what I was going. We'll get there, we'll get there. I mean, at least looks in the right zip code now. That off. Hey, Flying. Good to hear from you. Thanks for joining in. Hope you're enjoying your breakfast. I actually showed off what you've got on the way. Your instruction booklet here. I'll show it again. This is the completed instruction booklet for your prize. Sorry, it's dipping in and out. You probably already, if you were lurking, you already saw this, but I know there's some people that are just tuning in. There's another look at that. Cool. Okay. So, I mean, it looks good. Is it impressive? I don't know. Does it need to be impressive? I don't know. So the original plan was this, but I only had one of these. So what if I... I'm still going to post this comment, but maybe next stream we could work together on building the Plague Beast Alpha. Yeah. I think it's a pretty cool thing. I'm probably, just looking at the time, I'm probably going to leave this here so I can contemplate where I want to go with it next. It's not a bad build. I think it's a very clean build for a completely custom torso. I mean, that's pretty good. Is it something that I would be like, it's the best thing I ever made? Probably not, but it's a start. I'm digging it. It's neat. No, I'm not done yet. I want to talk about a few things real quick and show off the Plague Beast Alpha one more time because I didn't actually get to show you. So, switching gears, we're going to come back to this lovely guy next time. Thank you for helping me through the process. I think we've done some good there. So, Plague Beast Alpha, or it has a name that I haven't fully decided on. Has gone through so many iterations that I'm not sure where it's going to be. This is probably too small. I did like the tail. So I really wanted a tail that was like no friction involved at all. Just completely fluid and natural, which I thought was really neat. And my idea for this creature is that it's the one causing the plague. Everyone knows it's what's causing the plague. But what are they going to do about it? It's this massive beast that no one can slay. And all this is subject to change, but the idea is the swamp region of Ersie, Dalu, they've been appeasing this creature by... Let me switch cameras here. Appeasing this creature by feeding it. So they're actually helping it just to sate its appetite and to keep it docile from unleashing its full wrath. And that decision is very debatable on its effectiveness in the population. So that's the idea. Massive tail that flows like that. He was taken apart in the move, so I'm putting him back together just to take a quick look at where he's at. Long tongue, very long tongue. Let's switch angles again. Very long tongue. So then that would go there. The wings are where I ran into some issues because I just didn't like how they looked. The arms are pretty neat. How did the Plague Beast species come to the world of Ersie? I'm still exploring that. I feel as though, much like all the creatures of Ersie in the swamp regions, they weren't always plague-oriented. But this plague has transformed them. It like recodes your DNA and attacks the living portions because these are biomechanical creatures. It attacks the living portions of their bodies and eventually destroys it, leaving only the metallic husk afterwards. So just giving you an idea of where I'm at with this thing so you can kind of start thinking of how you want to help me work on it next time. Again, this was a build I did in 2016, shortly after I disappeared. I was working on this. I just never got it in a place where I liked it. Again, it's maybe a little too small. Maybe a little too small for this to be something that a guy like this would have trouble fighting. I think that's an unfair fight. But yeah, so action feature, the wings. If you remember, the original Plague Beast had the kind of like dance. I probably want to incorporate something like that again. And then just maybe some better legs. I tried the reverse jointed legs, so what I was going for most recently, this is actually a new thing that isn't that amazing, but I wanted to do something like that for the leg. that beast-like leg style, but I just don't like it yet. And I want him to be bigger. I think he's too small. I think if I made his legs bigger and his wings more impressive, he might be in a good spot. I do like the way I shaped this ball joint here on the neck. I think that's pretty cool. I love the tail. I'm pretty sold on the tail. Just so menacing, just being able to swing it around. I just love that. All right, I'm gonna go and give the announcement. It's not that amazing of an announcement, but I'm pretty happy with it. So what I'm going to do, let me get situated. Give me just 1 second here. I'm gonna set this up. I wanted to have a video for an announcement, and I don't have that, so I'm sorry for that. But I'm going to. Okay, cool. I can do that there. Bear with me here. I'm not as prepared as I should be. How do I? Okay, so I'm about to send a message in chat. And what this message is, something I've been working on, it's half the puzzle. And what it is it's a Discord server. The much anticipated Discord server is done. And I'm going to share it with you today. It's going to be a place where we can talk about mocking together. We can share our mocks. You can submit your contest entries directly there. And there'll be a fun way for us to communicate and talk about story and that kind of thing. Why I say it's half of the puzzle is the other half of the puzzle will be Patreon, and it's not done yet. What the Patreon is going to be is a completely optional additional feature for the Play Stippling channel, another way to support me and what I do. And it's going to offer exclusive opportunities that aren't available just by being a casual viewer of the channel. Some of those ideas that I have floating around include one-on-one build sessions with me. So we could get together, see what you're working on, and we can try to find ways to improve on it. Those would be hour-long sessions once a month. Some of the other cool things we would do, I want to have a building club. Kind of like what we're doing here, but you get to come in with me, and we're all going to build together. We're not going to build the same thing, but we're going to share what we've been working on. We'll go around and showcase what we've been working on together. Obviously, a lot of this stuff would require a webcam. That's optional. There's going to be other cool stuff too. Some behind-the-scenes stuff. There's going to be a exclusive channel on Discord for Patreon for what I just spoke about, as well as an Ask Stippling channel for Patreon supporters where you can directly contact me and I'll provide a direct answer. So it's just another fun way to communicate. Completely optional. It won't affect this channel and the normal content you get in any way. But I think it'd be fun, and I think it would provide another avenue for us to communicate and get to know one another on a more personal level. There will be other things too. I'm looking at shout-outs on videos, that kind of thing. But again, all that Patreon stuff, not here yet. We're just going to focus on the Discord. All the main stuff in Discord I've made completely open to everyone and available for communications. Like I said, I've locked some of the channels. You won't even see them. They're going to be part of Patreon later. If there's something you want to see in the Discord and it's not there, just let me know in the suggestions. There may be some mistakes. I'm going to go ahead and send it now. You're welcome to join. Again, if you find any issues, please let me know. I've never made a Discord server before, so I want to make sure it's primed and ready to go. So your support on that would be much appreciated. You're the first ones to know about it, so you're going to tinker with it a little bit before the general community gets access to it. A lot of people are joining right now. It's awesome. I'm going to go ahead and mute that, though. But yeah, so I'm excited to talk with you there. That's a great other way of communicating. And I'm excited for it. Patreon's going to be really cool. If you missed it earlier in the stream, I talked about some merch options that are on the way. Just different ways. Money is important when it comes to a YouTube channel. It's unfortunate, but to be able to do this at a level I want to do consistently, where multiple videos are coming out a week, there's got to be a way to support the channel. And one of those great ways is the super chats you saw today. They're going to be active on all the live streams, so if you want a direct way to send a message during a stream, you can send a super chat, and that will go right to me, and I'll see it directly. It's much appreciated if you do, and it's perfectly fine if you don't. And that would be the end of my announcements for today, but I am going to stick around for a bit longer and just hang out with you. I'm done building for now. It's too late. It's been a long day. But I've got you all in the Discord, so that's totally awesome. I'm hoping that it works out pretty well. And yeah, I'll stick around a bit, answer some questions, and then we'll wrap things up for tonight. And as of right now, I'm only looking at the live stream chat. I'll check out the Discord later. It's just too much to manage while doing the stream. Beep and beep, so many Discord beeps, it's not muted for us. You might have to mute the server if you don't want to hear those beeps. Sorry, guys. It'll slow down. One of your childhood heroes. Well, I appreciate that, one small bird. That's really kind of you. I don't know if I deserve the hero status, but knowing that I somehow impacted you as a child is very, very great to hear. Loving this Discord already. Awesome. You could make the hands for the guy by putting the T-piece to the top and attaching the fingers on the top. Then through the bottom a little bit. Thumb sticks out. Yeah, thumb. That's a good option too. Yeah, I'll definitely have to try that out. Yeah. So again, I'm gonna hang out for a little bit. You're welcome to stay if you were strictly here for the announcement or for building. That's done now. But I'd love to hang out just a little bit longer. It's muted and my ears hurt. I'm sorry for that. I doubt that it'll ever be that quick of people joining ever again. I would suggest for the Discord server an Ask the Character chat and perhaps a periodic Q&A series where each episode would be a different character answering questions. That's good, like an AMA for characters. I like that. Yeah, I could do that. What is your favorite gun? I don't have a favorite gun. I guess the one that's the safest. Is it possible to make your Plague Beast Alpha into a serpent? Would that work? It's possible, absolutely. Especially with the slithering tail. Stability-wise, I don't know how it would pose. I guess that alone would be enough. Kind of like almost like a genie kind of thing where they have the arms but the dangly lower body. What are some things you do in your free time? Free time. I like swimming. I've been swimming a lot lately. I've been playing a lot of video games. Too many video games. That's really it. This channel takes up most of my free time. But building non-Bionicle Lego is always fun. Yeah, a little bit of everything. I like spending time with my pets. I have a dog, a cat, and a bunny, so good to spend time with those three. And of course my wife. I spend almost all my time with my wife. Are the Bionicle and Hero Factory channels for us to show what we have made? Yes, they're all under the category of mock showcase. So the top one is for your 30-minute mock entry. Then building tips is just general tips. Work in progress, things you're working on that aren't done, and then the other categories are for specific completed mocks in those universes. If there's one that you want that you haven't seen, I'm happy to add it, but it would have to be something substantial enough that quite a number of people would participate. For example, one that I wouldn't make is... I'm trying to think of a good example. Warhammer 40,000 mocks. I don't think there's there's probably enough interest for that, but I don't think there's enough mocks built to warrant a channel of its own. Let's see what else. Let's go back to the chat here. Stippling Make a Steak Knife channel. Oh, that sounds sharp. What games do I play? I covered that earlier. I play... Well, right now, the most of what I've been playing is Heroes of the Storm. I'm a bad MOBA player, but I like playing Heroes of the Storm for some reason. I'm only bad at other MOBAs. I'm pretty good at Heroes of the Storm. I play pretty much all RPGs. I like BioWare games a lot. Most recently, I've been playing not a Bioware game, but Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's a pretty interesting. It's a RPG if you wanted to play the nobody in the story versus playing the super ultimate hero. I've notoriously been playing a lot of Fallout 76, but I've been kind of bored of it lately, so I haven't played so much. All PC games. I don't really play any console or Switch. Discord link. I'll link it again. It'll eventually, if you miss it for some reason, it'll be up on the community tab. I want to give you all time to play with it first. Will there be gaming stuff on the channel? I thought about it. From what I understand, the YouTube algorithm doesn't like doing things that are outside of your channel's boundaries. Most likely, if I was to dedicate any kind of gaming, it would probably be a separate Twitch channel or a separate YouTube channel entirely. I would possibly play Lego games on this channel. I think that's still within the boundaries of what I'm allowed to do. For Airwar and the Ice Guy Karakor, do you wish they had custom masks like Myrana? Somewhat. Myrana, I went with a custom mask because there wasn't a red mask I liked. I can show you what I did wrong. And it kind of goes back to is painting a Lego piece a crime? It might have been in this case. Sorry, I'm looking for it. I think I still have it. Should I put it over here? No. Oh. Is painting a Lego piece a crime? It is when you're trying to make a Myrana mask in 2016 with cheap spray paint and ruin a perfectly good Natalie Breeze mask, covering it with extremely glossy, but yet somehow still easy to remove paint. Original OG Myrana mask that I departed with. I like the design, but I just painted it so bad. Nothing like this, which, in case you were confused, I bought this clear. This was a clear mask that I painted, and the differences are astounding. So if I was ever to paint something like this again, I would definitely use the new style. In fact, a lot of the masks that I buy 3D printed are all clear, because the highest fidelity plastic comes in clear. Myrana's mask was actually not painted; it was came red, and that's the lower grade plastic with the graininess to it. So it's just better to paint them if you have the capability to do so, because you can get a higher quality from it. Yeah, I don't even remember what the question was. Oh, custom mask. Do I wish that they had custom masks? I feel like, partly because of the fact that I wasn't heavily into the later stages of G2 Bionicle, when I see the Gresh mask, I don't see Gresh, I see Airwar. So to me, that's an Airwar mask. Could it be upgraded to look more modern, maybe? Let me switch this out. Maybe, but no, I don't think so. I think I'm happy with that one. Karakor, I'm happy with. What would be my dream would be to get someone out there that has interest in my channel and wants to create custom masks. Because every Toa needs a second generation model to come out. So it'd be cool to get 6 custom masks made and then collaborate with this individual to sell those masks so that more people could make them. I think that'd be a cool opportunity. I don't know how to 3D print. I don't know how to 3D design. So it's not something I'm probably ever going to be able to do on my own. But yeah, I mean, I wish I could go with brand new masks for everyone, but you got to work with what you got. And when I see a mask that compels me, I try to use it. What paint do I use? So I use Games Workshop Citadel paint, and in particular with the Nateke mask, I fed that through an airbrush and spray painted it. I'm not a good airbrusher yet, and it took me multiple hours. I ruined a lot of stuff painting it. I stripped it 3 times back to the bare plastic. The 4th time, I finally got it good enough. Actually, the first time I painted it, I don't know if it was the pressure of the airbrush or if it was the temperature of the airbrush, like the air coming out. But the mask, I thought it was just the paint, but the mask itself split right down the middle. And this was, I think I had, because the Tekke was my 4th video. I think at that point I had a week and a half before the video was supposed to launch, and all I needed to do was paint the mask and film the video. 3rd video. Yeah, 4th video. And it just split in half, and I knew there was no chance that I could possibly get another mask in time, so I super glued it back together and just painted it again. I know how to 3D design and print, but I only have one printer. Well, I mean, that's something. I mean, Shapeways is an amazing tool. You mentioned Kingdom Come. Do you have any interest in historical armor? I feel like it's kind of similar in a way. I have a very rudimentary interest. I think it looks really neat. I've always wanted to have like a medieval helmet of some kind, and I've never gotten one. My family traces its roots back to Sparta, so I've always enjoyed the Spartan aesthetic of armor. But that's not necessarily medieval, that's more ancient history. Please make a rules channel. It's really needed so people can do what they can and can't do. Yeah, you're right. I should do that. I like to think that people wouldn't need it, but I think you're right, they do. Yeah. If you're interested, if you can give me a sketch or something of what you want, and I can send you the file. All right, yeah, we'll get in touch. How do you keep your mocks unique? I find myself accidentally building the same thing. I don't think mine are all that unique. I think I come up with a style or a goal in mind. So for the Wardens, I wanted to make 6 heroes of those elements that were built on a swivel torso with at least one action feature. And then diversifying, because I mean, how many different ways can you build a leg using 2 bone pieces? Realistically, a lot of it's going to look similar, but you differentiate them with the color choices you use, the weapons you use, and the flow of color. If you flip these colors entirely, it's going to make a completely different figure. But building techniques, they carry over between builds, and you get better. Sometimes you get worse. Yeah. If you could get a custom armor piece or weapon for Ersie, what would it be, and what tribe would it be for? Are you talking a Lego piece? If it was a Lego piece, a head that comfortably fits a G1 mask that looks like a G2 head would be what I want. And I know that's a tall order because the G1 masks pre-Glatorian were a lot bigger than post-Glatorian. But I just don't want to use the G1 heads. I don't like them. I don't know why I don't like them, but I don't like them. Did I say the announcement already? Yes, there is a Discord server now, and I will link it. I don't want to say the messenger. Okay, yeah, you said that. I'm sorry. But yeah. I really the mask thing would be cool. Going back to that, getting custom printed masks. I think someone who's astute at 3D printing and 3D, in particular mask making, would be a perfect fit collaborating with this channel because I'm creating brand new characters that need masks, and there's a lot of folks that want to be able to recreate or design their own versions of them, and I think they'd be further inspired if they had a unique mask to top it off. What specifically is the Ersie channel for? So that entire section is for custom mocks built in the universe listed in the title. So Ersie would be mocks that you want to be in the world of Ersie, maybe your own version of a mock you've already seen, or one you wish was in the world. And then the channels below it are for custom mocks in those particular universes. Can we see your cat? I showed her in the Is Play Stippling Dead video. Spoiler alert, I'm not. And she's in it for about 5 seconds, and she hated every minute of it. Especially because that was like... I think that was take 3 of 5 takes I tried to film her. And I wanted a good balance between her scratching me and eating me alive, and her... at the final filming, which was her so defeated and tired of being filmed that she just kind of sat there, because that's not her. So the third shot, she was the perfect balance of fighting me and being in camera. So that's the one I used. Have I gotten into Warframe or Dauntless? I don't think so. I want to say maybe Dauntless, but I don't remember it. You're going to need a staff team and a rules channel. Yeah, definitely need a rules channel. I do have a small group of people I know that are going to help me moderate. But if you have interest and experience moderating, email me, playstippling@gmail.com, and we'll see what we can do. Is Ersie the name of the universe or a landmass? So, Ersie means dirt. So, both? It means the grounds they walk on. To them, to the people of Ersie, their island is the world. They don't know any more than the island. Beyond the island is unknown to them. They think of it as what you see in the final shot, where there's just a big giant landmass covering the whole planet. That's their world of Ersie. So the land and the planet, as they understand planets, which probably isn't very well, is Ersie. Is that the only name that the planet could have? No. But just like medieval explorers, they thought the Earth was flat. Some people still do. Earth was dirt, and Earth was what they stood on, and Earth was all they knew. There was nothing more than that. And they would draw the map of Earth, or whatever they called it, to the best of their knowledge. And that maps are always changing as societies and civilizations are developing. So, to answer your question, yes and no. What are some other Lego genres you like? So I was born in the wonderful year of 1990. That was a time pre-Star Wars Lego, pre-Bionicle, and pre-almost everything. I remember one of my first sets I had a lot of Lego that was inherited from people, just hand-me-downs, but I remember getting the Aqua Zone sets a lot. I liked those as a kid. Looking at them now, they're almost silly. And then I was there, ground floor, when Star Wars Lego came out. I had most of the entire first wave of Star Wars Lego. If you're having trouble with the link, I'll get a fresh one up on the community tab. So from there, a lot of cool stuff happened. The Star Wars stuff, like I said, happened. Bionicle happened. And then I really, really, really got into the Harry Potter Lego. And I'm not sure, I loved Harry Potter as a kid, and I'm not sure how much of that was just my fascination with Lego castles. But I loved taking all the Harry Potter sets and putting them together into a big castle, and then tearing them apart and building something way worse that I had wished I just kept the set together. From there, Lego stopped for me. And then I came back to Bionicle, but I'd been buying Star Wars sets on and off. I've always loved Star Wars sets. I liked Nexo Knights when they came out. I think that was another kind of missed opportunity. It started so strong. That's really it. I've never really gotten into Ninjago. Chima was already gone before I started, but I did like some of the CCBS sets. Do I like Taiwan? I like everyone. So yeah, I like Taiwan. I couldn't say offhand that I know anyone from Taiwan, but yeah. Gonna head off to watch our play Stippling. Medieval people knew the Earth was round. Okay, well, I stand corrected. I think at some point they didn't, though. Maybe by medieval times they knew, but ancient human history. When am I planning to end the stream? I'm just about done here. I've never had to end a stream, so I keep dragging it on. But it's been an absolute pleasure having each of you here. There were some technical glitches that kind of disappointed me, in particular with the music. I'm going to get that for next time. I'm also hopefully going to get some background tracks for this stream to just kind of pep things up during the actual live streaming. But first live build, I should say, I had a ton of fun. I hope you did too. I'm very thankful to all of you. Special thanks to those who decided to support me with those super chats. That was much appreciated, and I'm looking forward to the next one, as well as a lot of cool stuff coming. I appreciate all you've done for me over the years and all your support, and I am excited for the next chapter. So have a great night, have a great morning, wherever it is, wherever you are. Thank you. Have a good night.